reminder, Pippins fans, Fred Meyer and the Pippins are teaming up to help strike out hunger. For every strikeout Pippins pitchers report at home this year, Fred Meyer and the Pippins will each donate $6 to a local food bank to help provide meals for those in need. Let's rack up K's and knock down hunger in the Yakima Valley. And folks, the care team at Lincoln Avenue Medical Dental Center believes that you and your baby deserve more than just medical support. Our care team support moms with medical and dental health, nutrition, and behavioral health. Visit us at the Mother's Lounge next to the box office. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brian Levitan, and on behalf of the Yakima Valley Pippins, players, coaches, management, and staff, we welcome you to the Orchard for Celebrate Summer Night, presented by Toyota of Yakima, as the Corvallis Knights take on your Yakima Valley Pippins. At this time, I call your attention to home plate, where Pippins General Manager Jeff Garrison is presenting a donation check for $2,000 to Toyota of Yakima's PACE program, which provides new bikes for school children at participating Valley schools who have perfect attendance during the school year. Representing Toyota of Yakima is Robbie Bustos. The Pippins are proud to partner with Toyota of Yakima for this great program. Now, folks, the ceremonial first half will celebrate one of the elements that makes Central Washington such an important part of the Pacific Northwest. From Prosser to Criella, and from Ellensburg to Goldendale, apple trees line the highways of our valley. The Yakima Valley is the state's leader in apple production and the heart of the greatest apple region in the world. Throwing out tonight's first apple is Ryland Hall. Now, Ryland is a bat boy for the Pippins, and this is his first game back since he was hit by a ball in the dugout. So Ryland, throw a strike for us and make him feel better. That's a good-looking throw right there by Ryland Hall. Congratulations, and I'm going to see you back out on the field tonight. Fans, the annual Pippins Skill Camp is coming up July 9 through 11 for boys and girls ages 8 to 13. Register for this 3-day camp at PippinsBaseballCamps.com. Kids of all ages and skill levels can participate.
After a much-needed day off on Friday, the Yakima Valley Pippins are back in action and back here at the Orchard on a fireworks night at Yakima County Stadium as they open up a three-game series against three-time reigning league champion Corvallis. Hi, everybody, and welcome into Yakima Valley Pippins baseball coverage here on PippinsBaseball.com/live. My name is Miles Klotz. I'll be bringing you the action of tonight's game. Glad to have you with me for all 9 innings between the Knights and the Pippins here on a gorgeous Saturday night in the Valley. McKenna and Austin are running the controls on the video side today. We're only on the video side today as we continue to have issues with our audio provider, Mixler. Hoping we have that up and ready to go when the Pippins hit the road for 6 starting on Tuesday. But here tonight, they start their first of 6 of their next 9 against the Corvallis Knights. It's going to be a lot of getting to know these South Division foes over the next week and a half as the Pippins will get real used to a team that got off to a slow start but enters today just 6-6 on the year. They have, however, won 6 of their last 9 after getting swept to open the season, and a lot of that is just because they actually have their players now, a team that has won the league 3 consecutive years. They're the most successful franchise in West Coast League history, and it was only a matter of time before things started to round into form. They did, however, drop a home series to Bellingham this past in the midweek, just a couple of days ago, and then had a non-league game yesterday, which they won. So they are not totally rested like the Pippins, given that they did play a game yesterday, and they did have to make a 5+ hour bus ride up north from southwest Oregon, or excuse me, just west central Oregon, to get up here to the Orchard, but it should be a good one. And the Pippins are hoping that things go a little bit better than they did the last time out against Victoria on Thursday. Last time we had Pippins baseball on the air, 13-4, the Harbor Cats got the win over the Pippins, and it really was just not a good performance from the pitching staff. Went down 5-0 after a half inning, and Victoria never looked back. They've got the best offense in the league for a reason, and a lot of that had to do with the big bats of the guys in the middle of the order, Parker Bramlett, Chase Wesner, Frankie Neiman, Griffin Paxton. They had 7 different guys pile up multi-hit games on Thursday, and it was hard for the Pippins at that point to really figure out where things were going to go in that regard. They did pull together 12 hits. The young guy, Henry Gargas, had his first multi-hit game, first multi-RBI game, hit his first home run. So things are on the upswing for the offense, but as we've thought about before, there was no way the pitching staff was going to continue the incredible hot streak they had to start the year, but it's all kind of hit like a rock. It's just all come at once, the struggles on the pitching side. So the Pippins are hoping that one of the new guys tonight can sort those things out, the new guy being Ryan Jameson, a right-hander out of Cal Poly, who will be making his first start of the summer, second appearance for Jameson, who pitched in relief on Tuesday against Kelowna, giving up an unearned run and taking a hard luck loss in that game. But he has put together a pretty good resume so far, pitched out of the bullpen for Cal Poly. So this will be his first extended starting action since high school for the right-hander out of Central California. Went to from Hollister, California. Went to San Benito High School down south of San Jose. And he is going to get the start tonight for the Pippins after a couple of days of rest, pitched in relief on Tuesday. Really excited to see what we get from the young right-hander out of Cal Poly. It'll be another Big West pitcher on the mound for Corvallis. Left-hander Timothy Josten gets the start out of Cal State Fullerton, making his 3rd start of the year. He's got a record of 1-1, an ERA of 3.27, 11 innings of work, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, and opponents hitting .293 off of the southpaw, who's working on 8 days rest. Last pitched Friday the 14th against Cal. It's 6 shutout innings in that start. He's off to a nice start to the year, a rising junior at Cal State Fullerton and a native of Santa Clarita, California. We'll take a quick break, and after this, we'll give you the starting lineups and the national anthem. Just anthem. There's no "O Canada" this time, as we've had the last few home games here from the Orchard. You're listening to Yakima Valley Pippins Baseball on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, Go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Welcome back to the Orchard here in Washington, Yakima, Washington, excuse me. That's a little vague. Big state, lots of stadiums. We're here at Yakima County Stadium, the Orchard, as they call it, here in South Central Washington. I'm Miles Klotz. Glad to have you with me for the ride tonight. Let's take a look at our starting lineups between the Yakima Valley Pippins and the Corvallis Knights. The Pippins coming in at 8-7. They are a game and a half back in the North Division of a two-way tie for first place between Bellingham and Victoria, and they lead off with the third baseman, Tanner Parker. Noah Andrews bats second, plays right field in his Pippins debut. Tyler Rando back behind the plate, doing the catching and hitting third. Henry Gargas is the cleanup hitter, plays first base. James Bell hits fifth and is the designated hitter. Owen Cobb, the shortstop, hitting sixth. Ty Delancey at second base, batting out of the seventh spot. Christian Padilla in left field, batting eighth. And Luke Schwartz rounds out the order in center field, batting ninth. Again, for the Pippins, Parker, Andrews, and Rando. Gargas, Bell, and Cobb. Delancey, Padilla, and Schwartz, with a right-hander Ryan Jameson on the mound for his first start of the summer. As for Corvallis, entering at 6-6 in league play on the year, they are 4.5 games back of first place Walla Walla in the West Coast League South Division, led by head coach Brooke Knight. They lead off with a left fielder Jake Holcroft. Jake Harvey bats second, plays second base. Andy Atwood in the three-hole, playing center field. Trace Tomorrow at first base, cleaning up. Briley Knight is the catcher, bats fifth. Matthew Gretler is the third baseman, batting sixth. Nick Jovetic in right field, batting seventh. Michael Curial is the shortstop, batting eighth. And Michael Dixon rounds out the order, batting ninth and serving as the designated hitter. Again, for Corvallis, that's Holcroft, Harvey, and Atwood. Tomorrow, Knight, and Gretler, Jovetic, Curial, and Dixon, with the left-hander Timothy Josten on the mound to make his third start of the summer for Corvallis. Umpiring crew today, Dustin Catron behind the plate, on the bases, and Brandon Schmidt is the umpire behind the plate. In the West Coast League, almost a full slate of action. A couple of teams playing non-league games tonight. Bellingham and Bend are already underway in the bottom of the second inning from Bend in a scoreless ball game. Cowlitz resumes their series with Kelowna. Falcons took the first game last night. Victoria fell to Portland last night. That series continues today. And Port Angeles looking to snap out of a 6-game losing streak as they continue their series in Walla Walla with the Sweets. Non-league action tonight, Wenatchee taking on the Highline Bears in Wenatchee, and the Ridgefield Raptors battling the Hayesville Hammers from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. Starting lineups just about introduced here at the Orchard, so it'll be time for the national anthem here before the Pippins and the Corvallis Knights. So let's listen in to our national anthem here at County Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to rise as Jamie Butler performs our national anthem.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or two. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
Pippins broadcast. Okay. Can I ask you one more question? Yes. Is it Curiale? Cool. Thank you, sir. Back here at the Orchard, time for first pitch between the Yakima Valley Pippins and the Corvallis Knights. The right-hander Ryan Jameson getting his warm-up tosses in for the Pippins, and he will take on a Corvallis order that starts off as follows with Jake Holcroft, Jake Harvey, and Andy Atwood against the right-hander Ryan Jameson out of Hollister, California, a rising sophomore at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, 6'2", 180-pounder. Made his debut for the Pippins on Tuesday at home against Kelowna. 1 inning of work, 1 unearned run, 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and he took a tough luck loss in that game. The righty, who never pitched as a starter as a freshman for the Mustangs, made 13 appearances, had an ERA of 4.43 for Cal Poly under head coach Larry Lee, whose son, Brooks, is not in the lineup today, but he is on the Corvallis roster. So plenty of Cal Poly flair today in today's contest. The most innings that Jameson ever went in an appearance for Cal Poly this year was 4 late in the year against UC Irvine. He did see more time out of the bullpen as the season went on, and he will get his first start of the year today against Corvallis. And it will be Holcroft to lead it off, the left-handed batter out of the University of Portland. Holcroft, the left-handed hitter, against Jameson, the right-handed pitcher. First pitch moments away here in Yakima. Here's the set and the pitch. A changeup outside, ball 1. First pitch coming in at 7:04 Pacific time here in Yakima. Glad everybody could tune in tonight. Miles Klotz on the call. McKenna and Austin running things on the video side tonight. The kick in the 1-0. And there's a swing and a miss at an outside fastball. Got a piece of it and foul tipped it back into the glove to push the count to 1-1. Beautiful night here in the Valley. 79 degrees. Mostly sunny skies. Jameson delivers. And a bunt shown, pulled back on a pitch down low for ball 2. Holcroft, a left-handed hitter, 271 batting average on the year, no homers, 10 RBIs. Here's the 2-1. A fastball high and outside for ball 3. Holcroft, one of 4 left-handed hitters in the lineup today for head coach Brooke Knight, the winningest coach in West Coast League history. 0-0 ball game just started here, top of the first. Nobody on, nobody out. Jameson delivers the 3-1 pitch and hits the outside corner with strike 2, a fastball, to fill the count on what is probably the most well-attended game we've had since opening night a little over 2 weeks ago against the Wenatchee Apple Sox. A lot of folks still filling in. I heard the concessions lines were as long as they've been all year. Full count to the first batter of the game, the 3-2. That's outside, ball 4, and a leadoff walk for Jake Holcroft to start things for Corvallis. Missed with a fastball, and it'll bring one of a number, as you might expect, of Oregon State products to the plate for Corvallis. They do play at the Beavers' home field after all. Jake Harvey, a right-handed hitting second baseman. No score in the top of the first. Big lead off of first for Holcroft as Harvey hits from the right side. Jameson out of the stretch for the first time. The first pitch with Tanner Parker, the third baseman, in on the grass. A slider in there for a strike at the knees, 0-1. Tanner Parker's the third baseman for the Pippins. Owen Cobb playing shortstop. Ty Delancey, the second baseman. Henry Gargas at first base. Tyler Rando behind the plate, and then left to right in the outfield, Christian Padilla, Luke Schwartz, and Noah Andrews. Jameson, the kick in the 0-1. Here's the pitch. That's a fastball too far inside. Spun Harvey out of the way, 1-1. Pippins in the home white uniforms for the third straight game. Green Pippins across the chest. Green numbers with a slight black trim. And the white pants with the dark green caps today. A toss over to first. And Holcroft just safe underneath the tag. 1 on, nobody out. No score, top of the first. Middle infield at double play depth. Parker even with the bag at third. Gargas holds the runner at first, and the outfield is straight away. A slight wind out to right today, as it always tends to blow here in the Valley. Holcroft takes off. The 1-1 cut on and missed. Rando's throw to second on a hop. The tag safe. Jake Holcroft slides in underneath the tag from Ty Delancey, and that's his 7th stolen base of the year. But a breaking ball was cut on and missed by Harvey to push the count to 1-2. Now a man in scoring position. Nobody out here in the visitors' half of the first inning against Jake Harvey, a native of Kennewick down in the Tri-Cities. Skinny right-handed batter with a deep crouch of the knees. Jameson looking for his first strikeout. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Gorgeous slider at the knees. Strike 3 called. First strikeout of the night for Jameson. And 1 away for Andy Atwood.
Now batting for the Knights, the center fielder, Andy Atwood.
Atwood hits from the right side, 1 on, 1 out, with Holcroft waiting at second. Atwood hitting .269, no homers, 8 RBIs on the year, the former Oregon State Beaver. In his second year with Corvallis, but the first came all the way back in 2016, so it's been a while for the rising fifth-year senior at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Slight lead off of second for Holcroft. Good speed, the first pitch. A slider down and away for ball 1. And pretty early on, Jameson not afraid to establish that breaking ball. Outfield straight away. The second baseman, Delancey, is keeping Holcroft close to the bag. Gargas at first backed up a couple of steps. A look to second, the 1-0 pitch. Soft fly ball out of play off to the right, 1-1. Atwood, the center fielder today for Corvallis, but he can play all over the diamond. He's played first base before, shortstop even for the Knights this year. Very versatile player. 1-1 the count. 1 on, 1 out in the top of the first. No score. Right on right matchup. Jameson rests the tan glove on his upper thigh, now sets just above the belt. Takes a deep breath, and the kick in the 1-1. There's a slider, ripped foul down the first base line and just past the Corvallis dugout, 1-2. Corvallis in their maroon uniforms. Just the maroon C logo on the chest, and then dark brown letters with a light tan trim, traveling gray pants with a black stripe down the side, and they've got their maroon caps. I guess maroon is the best color to describe it. It's a pretty cool color. Atwood waves the bat aggressively above his head, waits on the 2-strike pitch, and takes a fastball up high to even the count, 2-2. Trace Tomorrow waiting on deck. Holcroft at second after a leadoff walk and a stolen base. No score in the top of the first, 1 out. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him on a high fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jameson, 2 down. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jameson after a leadoff walk, and it brings up Trace Tomorrow, the left-handed hitting first baseman for Corvallis, hitting .317 on the year, a homer and 7 RBIs. Bats with 1 on, 2 down. Top of the first, no score. Wide open stance from the left side for Tomorrow. And I mean seriously wide open. His right foot is nearly out of the batter's box. First pitch. And that one gets behind Tomorrow and rolls to the backstop. A wild pitch from Jameson gets Holcroft to third with 2 down and the count 1-0. And if you watch Jameson pitch on Tuesday against Kelowna, this was pretty much what he was. He's got real good stuff, especially that slider. But occasionally a ball will just get away. Man at third, 2 down, no score, top of the first. Trace Tomorrow, the left-handed hitter, out of the cleanup spot for Brook Knight and company. Here's the 1-0. That fastball misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Briley Knight to follow. He's the son of Brook Knight. First time the Pippins have played against a South Division team since they opened the season in Ridgefield. 2-0. Good slider on the outside corner for strike 1. Backdoor pitch from Jameson. The count now 2-1. Holcroft at third, 2 down, no score, top of the first. Infield, outfield straight away, playing fairly deep to the powerful lefty. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Another slider, backdoor on the outside corner, strike 2 called. And Jameson, very comfortable with that breaking ball right now. See if he makes the move to go to it again here on 2-2. 20th pitch of the inning for the right-hander on the way. With a man at third, 2 down. Belt high set. Kicking the 2-2. Fastball on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. And after a leadoff walk, Ryan Jameson sets down the side 1-2-3 with 3 strikeouts. And the Knights strand 1 here in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Pippins nothing, Corvallis nothing. Pippins coming to bat on the Nathan's famous broadcast network.
Call this home. That's where I belong. That's where I belong. Call this home. That's where I belong. That's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
A half inning complete here at the Orchard. Pippins coming to bat in a scoreless ball game, and the left-hander Timothy Josten is the man on the mound to face them. Third start of the year for the lefty out of Cal State Fullerton. 1-1 with a 3.27 ERA. 7 strikeouts, 3 walks over 11 innings of work. Opponents hitting .293 off of the southpaw, a native of Santa Clarita, California. 5 feet 11 inches tall, 180-pound rising junior for the Titans. Won his last start on Friday, the 14th of June against Cowlitz. 6 scoreless innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 walks, and punched out 6. And took a loss in his first start of the season in Walla Walla on opening week. The left-hander will face a Pippins order that is as follows: Tanner Parker, Noah Andrews, and Tyler Rando to lead it off. Then Henry Gargis, James Bell, Owen Cobb, Ty Delancey, Christian Padilla, and Luke Schwartz. Josten getting his final couple of warm-up pitches in. Corvallis, after a leadoff walk and got a man to third in the top of the first, back-to-back-to-back strikeouts against Ryan Jameson to end with no runs on the scoreboard, and now the Pippins will try and grab an early lead that they are so desperately searching for. It's been a while since they've had a real early cushion. And early in the season it wasn't hurting them, but now they're starting to fall into holes and not be able to dig out of them. Left-handed hitting Tanner Parker, the first to bat, 377 hitter, 2 homers, 12 RBIs. He's hitting 10 straight. And he faces a left-handed pitcher here to start the bottom of the first and lines the first pitch. He sees into center, make that 11 straight for Tanner Parker with a leadoff single. The Pippins' best hitter all year keeps it rolling, 1 on, nobody out for the new guy, Noah Andrews, making his Pippins debut. Just got into town a couple of hours ago before the game started. Drove here from the Olympia area where he makes his home. A right-handed hitter who had a pretty impressive BP session. 1 on, nobody out, no score, bottom of the first. Josten delivers and misses down and away with a changeup for ball 1. Middle infield at double play depth. The third baseman, Gretler, for the Knights is even with the bag at third, and Tamaro holds Parker at first, who's got good speed but doesn't run much. Josten out of the stretch, the 1-0. That's sliced foul off to the right and just near the picnic deck, 1-1. Andrews played 2 years at Lower Columbia College down in Longview. He'll head to Gonzaga in the fall. He had a cousin that played at Gonzaga and was teammates with Justin Jacobs, who is coaching first base for the Pippins right now. A native of Tumwater, Washington, just south of Olympia, state's capital. Kicking the 1-1. A breaking ball grounded towards third for Gretler. He snags, throws to second for 1. Harvey's relay not in time, so Andrews beats it out on a fielder's choice, and there's 1 on, 1 out for Tyler Rando. And with that, we'll give you a look at the defense for Corvallis. Matthew Gretler, the third baseman. Michael Curiali is the shortstop. Jake Harvey, the second baseman. Trace Tamaro at first. And Briley Knight behind the plate doing the catching for Corvallis. Left to right in the outfield, Jake Holcroft, Andy Atwood, and Nick Jovetic. 1 on, 1 out for Tyler Rando. 1 for 3 in his season debut on Thursday. Right-handed hitter. Takes a curveball outside for ball 1. 4-pitch mix for Josten. A fastball, a curveball, a changeup, and a cutter. Lefty went 3-4 in the spring for Cal State Fullerton, a 4.14 ERA. 67 1/3 innings of work. He struck out 51, walked 23. There's a foul right into the Corvallis dugout. Hot shot from Rando. Counts 1-1. Middle infield still at double play depth. Tamaro holds the runner at first, Parker. And the outfield straight away, normal depth. Left on right matchup with 1 on, 1 out, no score, bottom of the first. Josten off the third base side of the rubber. The pitch, a curveball on the outside corner for a called second strike. 1-2 on Rando, who hit towards the bottom of the order in his debut on Thursday and was the DH. Now he hits in the 3-hole and catches for the first time. 1 on, 1 out, no score, bottom first. Slight lead at first for Andrews. Josten gives him a look out of the stretch. Here's the 2-strike pitch. That's sliced foul off to the right. It stays 1-2. Andrews 15 stolen bases in the spring for LCC, and he was only caught twice. Takes a 2-stride lead off first with 2 strikes and 1 out. Josten's pitch. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, strike 3. Rando smacks the bat in discontent, 2 away. First strikeout for the left-hander Josten.
Now batting for Pippins, the first baseman, Henry Gargis.
It brings up the second hottest hitter in the Pippins lineup. Yakima's own Henry Gargis. No score, bottom of the first. Corvallis in town for the first of three. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. A little unusual series construction. Gargis hitting .279, a homer, 4 RBIs. He's on a 9-game hitting streak, hitting .355 over his last 9 games. Open stance from the left side. Josten, the southpaw, tosses to first, where Andrews gets back in safely. Gargis with a homer, a double, and a single on Thursday, his first multi-hit game of the year, and that double was a few feet away from being a home run. Whole infield's deep, pulled a bit to the right. Tamero holds the runner at first. With 2 outs, the first pitch to Gargis is smacked the opposite way out to left center field. Holcroft back into his left, has room, reaches up and makes the catch. In very deep left center field, 5 steps from the track to retire the side. Pippins get a leadoff single, but strand him at first. And as we head to the top of the second inning here in Yakima, no score between the Knights and the Pippins on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Corvallis nothing, the Pippins nothing as we go to the top of the second inning here in Yakima. And it will be the 5, 6, 7 part of the Corvallis order here in the second. Briley Knight, Matthew Gretler, and Nick Jovetic against right-hander Ryan Jameson, who struck out 3 in a scoreless first. Did have to throw more than 20 pitches. And we'll see how the righty does here against a lefty-heavy part of the order here in the second. Pippins got a leadoff single in the bottom of the first, but nothing doing from there.
Leading off for the Knights, the catcher, number 14, Briley Knight.
Briley Knights lead it off. The left-handed hitter, playing catcher today for Corvallis. Faces right-handed tossing Ryan Jameson. Parker, the third baseman, even with the bag. Rest of the infield straight away and deep. Outfield straight away. Jameson's first pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1. No score here in the top of the second. Corvallis and the Pippins, they'll play 6 of the next 9 against each other. Next weekend down at Goss Stadium in Corvallis. The 1-0. Line shot, left center field. Schwartz over to his right. That one drops in the gap for a base hit. Cut off quickly, and that'll hold Briley Knight to a single as Cobb, the shortstop, grabs the cutoff throw. And the first hit of the ball game for Corvallis is a leadoff single for the coach's son, Briley Knight, here in the top of the second. One on, nobody out for Matthew Gretler. Gretler, another one of those Oregon State Beavers for Corvallis. Got to be some sort of comfort level playing at the same home field for college and summer ball. Slider misses up high, ball 1. Middle infield at double play depth. Gargis holds the runner at first. And Parker, the third baseman, is parallel with the bag a few steps away from the line. The outfield straight away with right fielder Noah Andrews playing somewhat deep. Stretch in the 1-0. That one's hit on a shot to third and underneath Parker's glove and into left field for a base hit. Back-to-back singles to start the top of the second for Corvallis. And now Nick Jovetic will hit. Jovetic hitting .278 on the year, a homer and 4 RBIs. Nobody on, or excuse me, 2 on, nobody out. No score here in the top of the second. Jameson at the ready. Turn to second, first pitch. Bunt shown, pulled back, and a slider missed outside for ball 1. Left-handed hitter hitting out of the 7 spot, playing right field for the Knights, who are only 6-6 on the year, but the record's a little bit deceiving. Corners come in for the Pippins. Middle infield still double play depth with Cobb, the shortstop, close to the bag. The pitch. Bunt shown, pulled back on a fastball low, 2-0. So Jovetic really wants to move these runners over. Knight at second and Gretler at first. But Jameson not giving him any pitches to bunt right now. No outs, no score. Top of the second, 2 on for Corvallis. Jameson peers home. Bell tie set. The 2-0. Bunt shown, and again, pulled back on a high fastball, 3-0. And walks are bad in any situation, but particularly bad when the hitter has deliberately shown he's trying to bunt. Every single pitch of this at-bat. See if Jameson can give him one to lay down here. Corners in, 3-0 pitch, bunt shown, and taken for a strike on the outside corner. And the count 3-1 after that fastball dotted the zone. No score, top of the second, 2 on, nobody out for Corvallis. Gretler off of first, Knight off of second, both with hard-hit singles on the left side of the diamond. Jameson has walked 1 today, struck out 3. The pitch, bunt shown, pulled back, strike on the outside corner. Got him with a fastball, and a real good frame job by Tyler Rando, a pitch that may have been a ball turned into a strike by the way he placed that. And now the bunt out of play on 3-2, but Jameson's got to give him a strike here. Three-two pitch. Here's the pitch. Slider on the outside corner, strike 3 called. Ryan Jameson works back from down 3-0 to fire in 3 straight called strikes. Picks up his 4th strikeout, 1 away. And it brings up Michael Curiali, who bats from the right side with 1 out and runners on first and second. No score here in the top of the second. Right-handed hitter with a slightly open stance. Middle infield double play depth. Outfield straight away. The pitch home. Slider too far inside, 1-0. Knight was really dancing off the bag there at second. Delancey was keeping him close and nearly drew a throw back. 4 other West Coast League games in action tonight. Bellingham and Bend are flying by. They're already in the 5th inning in a scoreless ball game. Pitchers duel down in Southern Oregon. 1-0. Ground ball towards second. This could be 2. Delancey takes the high hop, flips to second for 1. Cobb on to first. Not in time. He's safe. And we will see at least 1 more batter in this inning as Michael Dixon, the DH, will step to the plate. Fielder's choice gets Knight to third. Gretler is out at second, 2 down. And I think on a hop more towards Delancey's chest level, they probably get a double play, but that was hit so high, took a while for him to collect. Runners on the corners, 2 down, no score, top of the second. Michael Dixon bats from the right side. First pitch, taken for a strike on the outside corner with a fastball, 0-1. Dixon made his debut a couple of days ago, 1 for 3 on the season for the Knights. Outfield straight away, middle infield, shaded a bit towards the bag. Gargas holds the runner at first. Jameson size, sets, 0-1. Dixon takes a big hack at a slider, and it rolls away from Rando to his right. So the wild pitch on the swing and miss gets Curiali to second. Knight held at third. Second wild pitch of the day from Ryan Jameson. Dixon behind in the count 0-2, and all Jameson needs to do here is get one more strike, get this one to the bottom of the second. Kicking the 0-2. Slider taken down and away. Heck of a stop by Rando. Dove to his right to keep that one from getting through his legs and rolling to the backstop. And truthfully keeping this a scoreless game. 2 on in scoring position for the Knights, 2 out. Pippins trying to get this one to the bottom half of the second inning scoreless. On a beautiful night in Yakima, a nice crowd out to watch the Pips. Jameson with a 1-2. Dixon chokes up and chops one foul back to the backstop on an outside fastball. Stays 1-2. Dixon debuted on Tuesday, got his first hit on Wednesday. Both of those games against Bellingham. Series that the Knights dropped after taking the first game. They dropped each of the next 2 to Bellingham. Jameson, the 1-2. Line shot right side into right field for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here's Curiali coming around third. The throw from right, not in time. A 2-run single for Michael Dixon to give Corvallis a 2-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. And it moves us back to the top of the order for Jake Holcroft. Has a huge cloud of dust. Flies up almost near press box level after that slide from Curiali. And the first 2 RBIs of the Corvallis Knights career for Michael Dixon, and that was a heck of an at-bat. He took a fastball on the outside edge the opposite way. Gets it to the top of the order for Holcroft. 1 on, 2 down. 2-0 Corvallis leading. Jameson fires and hits the outside corner with a fastball for strike 1. Holcroft walked to lead off his ball game and was left stranded at third an inning ago. Gargas holds Dixon at first, 2 down. Outfield straightaway, rest of the infield a little in, a little to their right. Against the left-handed hitter. Parker at third, nearly in on the grass, about a step out on the dirt. Time called. Ryan Jameson has punched out 4 today and was really close to that 5th before Michael Dixon took him the opposite way to make it 2-0 Corvallis. Dixon at first, 2 down. Here's the set and the 0-1 pitch. Jameson turns loose and it gets a hack and a miss at one of the better changeups he's thrown today, one of the only changeups he's thrown today. Count 0-2 on Holcroft. Ryan looking for his 5th strikeout of the night. Keep this at a 2-run deficit for the 5, 6, 7 part of the Yakima Valley order in the home half of the second inning. Holcroft closed off from the left side. 0-2. Fly ball out of play off to the left. Two 2-0 Corvallis, top of the second. A 2-run single from Michael Dixon, who's over at first with 2 down. Has been the difference so far. And the Pippins fall behind early for yet another game that has been a theme of this homestand. Falling behind early in each of the last 4 games of this homestand. 0-2. Slider outside. Dixon took off. No one's covering second. The throw is way offline. Gets into center field, and Dixon takes off for third. Heads up base running. Gets a man to third with 2 down. Nobody was covering second base. Dixon noticed and took off after the slider got outside and nearly to the backstop. So we'll see if they give him a stolen base or a wild pitch there, after they changed the earlier wild pitch when Michael Curiali was batting to a pass ball. But it is a throwing error on Rando, the catcher, that allows Dixon to get to third. They scored a stolen base. Dixon now at third, 2 down. Still 2-0 Corvallis, the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball down on the left field line, out of play. And that was some stupendous base running from Dixon. Young guy with a lot of power, a lot of speed. Headed to the University of San Diego. Long inning here. Jameson trying to work his way out of a jam. Man at third, 2 down. Already a 2-0 Corvallis lead. Here's the 1-2. There's a soft line drive off of Jameson's glove. Fieldable for Cobb, the shortstop. He slings to first, and it's in time to end the inning. But Corvallis gets 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and they leave a man stranded at third. We go to the bottom of the second. Pippins trailing the Corvallis Knights here in Yakima, 2-0 on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Back here at the Orchard, we go to the bottom of the second inning. A 2-0 lead for Corvallis over the Yakima Valley Pippins in the 5-6-7 part of the Pips order to bat against left-hander Timothy Josten. James Bell to lead it off, the Pippins DH today. Right-handed hitter, 3 for 11 on the season. Josten kicks and delivers the first pitch, and a strike taken on the outside corner, 0-1. Good backdoor slider there from the lefty, who worked around a leadoff single in the bottom of the first. No damage done. 0-1. Another backdoor slider. That one dots the outside corner. Little low, strike 2. Bell, Owen Cobb, Ty Delancey for the Pippins. Down 2 runs, 2-0 as we start the bottom of the second. 2-strike pitch in the dirt, one with another breaking ball, 1-2. It was a 2-run, 2-out opposite field single for Michael Dixon. Give Corvallis a 2-0 lead in the top half of this inning. And there's a breaking ball cut on a miss, strike 3. And the second strikeout for Timothy Josten, the third consecutive batter he set down in the first out of the bottom of the second. Brings up Owen Cobb. Remind you that the second inning brought to you by Pingree Ford, your trusted Ford dealership in Sela. With an extensive new and pre-owned inventory, visit Pingree Ford at 102 West Atchise Avenue in Sela when you're looking for your next vehicle. Cobb hitting .302, a homer and 9 RBIs, and he swings right through a first pitch fastball and foul tips it back into the glove, 0-1. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the second, 2-0 Corvallis. Infield, outfield straight away. The kick in the 0-1. And there's a ground ball softly hit to shortstop. Curiali charging in, makes the off-balance throw to first. On a hop, skips away from Tamaro. Cobb gets to first. He'll take second on the errant throw. Then Knight fires towards second, where it's scooped up by Harvey. And Owen Cobb makes it into scoring position on a throwing error by his opposite number. The first error of the game committed by Corvallis, a team that entering today had only made 9 errors on the season. The least amount by any West Coast League team. But Curiali with a tough throw as he was running in and to his right and had to make the throw off balance towards first. Commits the error that puts a man at second for Ty Delancey. 2-0 Corvallis leading here in the bottom of the second inning. 1 out. First pitch. Switch hitter, batting right. Takes a hack and misses over a breaking ball, 0-1. Ty 3 for 7 to start his Pippins career. That's a .429 batting average. No homers and 1 RBI. Johnston steps off. Left-hander out of Santa Clarita, California. Went to West Ranch High School. Kick in the 0-1. And there's a fastball on the outside corner, strike 2 called. Owen Cobb at second after an error. And Delancey looking to pick up his second RBI of the year. His first came a couple of days ago on an infield hit. His first hit as a member of the organization. Josten turns and looks to second. Slight lead for Cobb. The 0-2 pitch. Backdoor breaking ball gets out of the hands of the catcher, Knight. And he'll take this moment to chat something over with Josten. The count now 1-2. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the second. The tying run at the plate, Ty Delancey. A native of Dallas, Georgia. Headed to headed to Austin Peay State University in Tennessee in the fall after 2 years at Chattanooga State Community College. Not too far from his hometown in the Atlanta suburbs. Even stance from the right side, chokes up on the bat here with 2 strikes. The pitch from Josten, taken down and away with a changeup, 2-2. We can already tell that's been the money pitch to left-handed hitters today, or right-handed hitters, I beg your pardon, for Josten, is that downer changeup. 2-2 pitch. Turning to look to second, Cobb back in safely. 1 on, 1 out, 2-0 Corvallis, bottom of the second. The second baseman, Jake Harvey, the one keeping tabs on Cobb right now. Dust kicking up in the wind with every movement here on a windy night in Yakima. Not as windy as Thursday, though. Long look to second, 2-strike pitch. Chop foul down the first baseline and bounces back into the field of play, so one of Corvallis' relievers will run down and grab that down the right field line. Christian Padilla on deck. He's been swinging the bat better as of late. Josten sets below the belt. A look to second. Now the 2-2. That's inside with a fastball, ball 3. Count full on Ty Delancey, the switch hitter. 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the second in a 2-0 Corvallis lead. A Michael Dixon 2-run single in the top half of this inning has been the difference so far for the Knights, who enter having won 6 of their last 9, but are coming off a home series loss against Bellingham. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss on an outside fastball. Apparently he foul-tipped that back. Doesn't matter. Strike 3 and a big second out here in the bottom of the second. A long battle from Delancey, but Josten wins it, 2 down. Third strikeout for Timothy Josten, and here is Christian Padilla, right-handed hitter. Plays left field for the Pippins. Man in scoring position, Owen Cobb, 2 away, 2-0 Knights, bottom second. Bell tie set, a look to second. The first pitch. Padilla takes a tailing breaking pitch outside, 1-0. Christian hitting 188, no homers and 3 RBIs. Had an off day on Thursday. Came in as a defensive substitution, but on Wednesday against Kelowna, first multi-hit game of the year. 2 for 3 with a double and drove in a couple. Stands tall from the right side. Josten delivers the 1-0 pitch, and there's a fastball down low. Briley Knight throws to second on a hop. Cobb dives back in safely on an attempted back pick to second. That's not something you see very often. 2-0 on Padilla, 1 on, 1 out, or excuse me, 1 on, 2 outs. Around the West Coast League, Cowlitz 3, Kelowna 1, bottom of the third in Kelowna. Bellingham 1, Bend 5, top of the 5th in Bend. Left on right, the 2-0 to Padilla. Josten fires, and there's a hack and a miss at an outside fastball, 2-1. Victoria leading Portland 1-0. That game in the top of the third from Walker Stadium. Walla Walla 4, Port Angeles 2. As the lefties look to snap a 6-game losing streak. They're the Pippins' opponent on the road next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in Port Angeles. Man at second, 2 down. Pippins trail 2-0, bottom of the second. The 2-1 to Padilla. Fastball tails down and in, ball 3. And if anything, the Pippins have made Josten throw a lot of pitches in this second inning. Way more than he had to do in a relatively carefree first. Third baseman Gretler plays slightly in as opposed to the rest of the infield. Left fielder Holcroft is also playing the wind here. Josten looking to avoid his first walk. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And there's a fastball down low, ball 4, and Padilla guts out a 5-pitch walk to put 2 on, 2 out for Luke Schwartz. Schwartz, the right-handed hitting center fielder for the Pippins. Hitting 158 on the year, no homers, 2 RBIs. Tying run at first, 2 down. Pippins trailing 2-0, bottom second. Josten shields the ball with his right foot over his left, working off the first base side of the rubber. A look to second. Lefty deals. Schwartz with a fly ball off to the right, out of play, 0-1. Last couple of games, Schwartz hit in the 2-hole. Back down towards the bottom of the order where he's resided much of this year today. All white batting gloves for the skinny center fielder out of Phoenix. 0-1 pitch. Fastball up high, 1-1. Inning started with a James Bell strikeout. Owen Cobb reached on an error. He's at second. Christian Padilla walked. He is at first. And a Ty Delancey strikeout has been the second out of this inning. 2 on, 2 out. 2-0 Knights, bottom second. Tanner Parker, the hottest bat in the Pippins lineup, in the on-deck circle. The 1-1. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Good curveball for strike 2. And Josten continues to fill the zone. One of his best qualities is real good command. Another 2-strike pitch. Schwartz takes a fastball, high and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. 2-0 Corvallis, bottom of the second. Sun shining bright on the infield. Shadows start to creep in from left and completely encompass the Pippins dugout on the third base side. 2-2. Breaking ball hit down the left field line. That is a fair ball in front of Holcroft. It lands. Cobb around third and coming home. The throw is cut off at third by Gretler. It's an RBI single for Luke Schwartz. And the Pippins are on the board, cutting the Corvallis lead in half, 2-1. Takes us to the top of the order for Tanner Parker, who is as hot as anybody in this league. Singled on the first pitch he saw back in the first inning. Bats with a tying run at second, 2 down. And Corvallis leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Left on left matchup. First pitch. Breaking ball at the letters, a curveball for a called first strike. Parker with that first inning single, now hitting .389 on the year. Guy who barely scraped above the Mendoza line last year playing for Cowlitz. He has had a resurgent summer. Look to second. Here's the 0-1. There's a curveball that pretty much the same spot, maybe an inch higher, and it's 1-1. 2 on, 2 out. The Pippins put a run across in this inning off of Josten on a single from Luke Schwartz, the light-hitting center fielder. The 1-1 on the way. A look to second. Pitch. Line shot over the head of Tamaro at first and down the right field line for extra bases. Padilla around third. He scores. Marcus McKimmey gives Luke Schwartz the wave. Throw from right field is on the money, so Schwartz held up and goes back to third. But the game is tied at an RBI double from Tanner Parker. It's 2-2. Not much this guy can't do right now. Seriously. And they're going to score that a single and advance on the throw. So the second hit of the day for Parker, his first RBI of the day. And it brings up Noah Andrews with 2 in scoring position, 2 down in a 2-2 ball game. Pippins have knotted it up with Schwartz moving to third and Padilla scoring. Andrews bounced into a fielder's choice in his first time. Right-handed hitter. The whole infield deep except for the third baseman, Gretler. Everybody straight away, infield, outfield. Pitch. Taken high and away with a fastball, ball one. Left on right. 2 in scoring position, 2 down. The go-ahead run 90 feet away. Kicking the 1-0. Swing and a miss on an outside fastball, 1-1. Really, really good crowd here today at the Orchard. One of the best we've had this year, mostly down the currently shady third base line. Bell tie set, the 1-1 pitch. Fastball just below the knees for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike on Noah Andrews. Runners on second and third, 2 down. An RBI single from Tanner Parker, which has now been changed to a double, has given the Pippins the tie score. And there's a foul back off of one of the speakers off the top of the screen. 2-1, or 2-2 the count goes. So with that double, Parker now has 6 doubles on the year. 8 extra base hits total, which is tops on the team. And he's now hitting an even .400 through 55 at-bats. And he has hit in 11 straight games. The 2-2. Chop third base side, past the glove of Gretler, past the glove of Curielli and into left field. 1 run is in to score. Here's Parker around second, he scores. Throw down a second, tag applied, they got him, but it doesn't matter. It's a 2-run go-ahead single for Noah Andrews. And at the end of 2 innings of play here in Yakima, it's a 4-2 Pippins lead on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Call this home, that's where I belong. That's where I belong. Call this home. That's where I belong. That's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
(4-2) Pippins lead after 2. We go to the top of the third here in Yakima. Ryan Jameson back out for the Pippins, and he will face the 2-3-4 part of the Corvallis order, working with a lead for the first time today. After his offense put up a big inning against Corvallis starter Timothy Josten in the in the second inning, capped off by a 2-run single from the new guy in the lineup, Noah Andrews. Jameson worked around could have been a bigger situation in the top of the second, but now working with a lead. And something that the Pippins haven't had in some time. They have been from behind much of their last couple of games. They do play here with a lead. Jameson only 1 earned run over 2 innings so far, after a throwing error back in the second from catcher Tyler Rando. Jake Harvey to lead it off, the right-handed hitting second baseman out of Oregon State. Then Andy Atwood, Trace Tamero. All 3 of these guys were punch-out victims their first time. Right on right, Pippins leading 4-2, top of the third. Infield, outfield, straight away, normal depth pitch. Fastball taken in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0 to Harvey. Fly ball Hit in the air, shallow right center. Second baseman Delancey backs up on it, and into shallow right field. He puts it away for the first out. That'll bring Andy Atwood to the plate, who struck out swinging his first time.
Now batting for the Knights, the center fielder, Andy Atwood.
One out, nobody on. A Pippin lead here in the top of the third, 4-2 against Corvallis. Right-hander Ryan Jameson with 4 strikeouts through his first 2 1/3 innings. Atwood, the first pitch, bunted down the third base line. Jameson off the mound to scoop, throw on to first, and it's way out of there. Not even close to Gargis. Gargis has to get out of the way to avoid that one hitting his head. And a wild throw from Jameson allows Atwood to reach first. He might have been safe anyway. Well, that's the second error of the day from the Pippins, and defense continues to be a struggle this year. Five straight games now with multiple errors. Well, apparently not, because they scored that a single. And I understand, because he certainly had a chance at beating it out. The throw's on target. Here's Trace Tamero, left-handed hitter. Open stance, 1 on, 1 out. The pitch taken too far inside with a fastball, 1-0. Pippins leading at 4-2 in the top of the third. Tamero went down looking on a couple of really good backdoor breaking balls his first time. Wags the bat high above his left shoulder. Waits on the 1-0 and takes a slider outside for ball 2. 2-0 on Trace Tamero out of the University of Portland. Was one of the key players on Corvallis' championship team a year ago. And off to a nice start again in 2019. After a year in the college ranks as well. Certainly helped his experience level. Atwood with good speed. Slight lead off of first. Jameson's pitch. Fastball down and away, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 on, 1 out. A 4-2 lead for the Pippins here in the top of the third. Fireworks to follow tonight's game. Then an earlier start time tomorrow, 6:05. Kicking the 3-0. There's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 3-1. It was funny, I was talking with Mike Parker, the voice of the Knights, but you probably, if you know him as the voice of the Oregon State Beavers. And there's a throw to first, Atwood just underneath the tag. He was like, "You know why they're having fireworks?" And I said, "I don't." He said, "Well, it's not near July 4th. I said, "Yeah. It's not really any sort of special holiday." No, fireworks just happen sometimes in this business. They're just a part of the minor league life. Atwood takes off, pitches outside. Rando has no throw, as it was ball 4. And a walk to Tamero to put 2 on, 1 out for Briley Knight. Knight singled into left center his first time. And now Rob Hippie, Pippin's pitching coach, makes the long trot out to the mound to talk with Ryan Jameson. A 4-2 Pippins lead, top of the third. 2 runners on, 1 out. We take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard. In the top of the 5th inning in Kelowna, it's a 3-1 lead for Cowlitz over the Falcons. Bellingham has extended their lead over Bend, 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Down in Bend. Victoria 1, Portland 3. Bottom of the 3rd from Portland. Walla Walla 5, Port Angeles 2. That game in the bottom of the 3rd. The lefties have lost 6 in a row. And got another poor start tonight from their starter, Jack Schlotman, who gave up 6 runs over 2 innings. Left-handed hitting Knight steps in. Pippins leading 4-2, top of the 3rd, with a tying run at first with 1 away. Both runners take leads. Pitch. is popped up third base side, foul territory. This one's headed towards the seats, and it was in it was in play actually, as Rando ran into the fence, but hit up against the fence and was not able to make the play. The count goes to 0-1. Inning started with a Jake Harvey pop out on just the second pitch of the inning. Looked like it could be a pretty quick, easy frame for Jameson. But then Atwood reached on a bunt single, and Tamero walked. Knight bats from the left side. Jameson looks to second. The bell tie set. 0-1 pitch. Bunt shown, pulled back, fastball tags the inside corner, 0-2. Briley Knight, son of Brooke Knight, who is the head coach of the Knights, of no relation, to my knowledge at the very least. The 0-2. Knight smacks one in a right center field, base hit in front of the right fielder Andrews. They wave the runner around third. Throw is offline, not in time. Atwood scores and makes it a 4-3 ball game on the RBI single from Briley Knight, his second hit of the ball game.
Now batting for the Knights, third baseman Matthew Gretler.
Brings up Matthew Gretler with a chance to tie this game. Another base hit here would make it 4-4. Has been an onslaught of offense in the early goings tonight. Anyway, the guy who they named, or the gal who they named this team after, was Penny Knight. Of course, the wife of Phil Knight, the co-founder of Nike, who somewhat ironically is a big University of Oregon fan and alumnus, as the first pitch to Matthew Gretler is popped back foul. 0-1. 2 on, 1 out. Pippins is holding on to a slim 1-run lead after a run comes in to score, 4-3. Briley Knight at first, Trace Tamero at second base. Gretler singled on the infield his first time. Look to second, and the 0-1 pitch. Slider, cut on and missed, strike 2. That one got in the dirt as well. And Jameson hasn't struck anybody out since facing Nicky Jovetic in the second, who's on deck right now. Long look home, the 0-2 on the way. Jameson sighs. Looks to second, fires. Line drive on the ground towards shortstop, and it bounces off of Cobb. He can't make the play. An error on the shortstop on a ground ball, excuse me, as it took a hop and right off of his chest. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out. And the second error of the day for the Pippins, as that earlier, what could have been scored an error on Jameson was changed to a single. Bases loaded for Nicky Jovetic. Tamero gets to third, Knight gets to second. Gretler at first, 1 away. 4-3 lead for the Pippins, but in danger of seeing it evaporate right here. Jameson, a long pause. First pitch. Backdoor slider for a strike on the outside corner to Jovetic, 0-1. This has been one of the concerns for the Pippins this year, is holding on to leads. Not one of their strengths, for sure. Kicking the 0-1. Taken in the dirt with a changeup for a ball. The count 1-1 now on Jovetic, who struck out looking in his first trip back an inning ago. Already nearing the third time through the order, and we're just in the third. Corvallis with 2 on, with the bases loaded, 1 out. Pippins leading at 4-3. Jameson with a 1-1. Fly ball down the left field line, well out of play, foul. And the count now 1-2 on Jovetic. Again, one of 4 strikeout victims today for Ryan Jameson, the right-hander out of Hollister, California. Run a batter or go charged is earned. Any more in this inning won't be after the error. 1-2 pitch. Backdoor slider, tapped back, foul, 1-2. Big issue for Jameson today is his fastball's been so hittable that he has had to throw his slider a lot. And it sure appears that the Corvallis hitters are content to sit breaking ball and not have to worry too much about that fastball. See if he mixes in a changeup here too against a left-handed hitter with a 2-strike count. 1-2, bases loaded, 1 out. Tying run 90 feet away. The 1-2. He did go with that changeup, but he got him to swing and miss. It won in the dirt. Strikeout number 5 for Ryan Jameson, 2 away. Now Michael Curiale bats with the bases loaded, 2 away. Pippins still holding on to a slim one-run advantage. 4-3 here in the top of the third. Tamaro at third, Knight at second, and Gretler at first. Right on right, Jameson deals. And a slider misses in the dirt for ball 1, rolls in front of the catcher Rando. And that'll hold the runner Tamaro at third. Infield, outfield straight away. None of the 3 runners being held. Pippins just need 1 out. The 7th man to bat this inning, Michael Curiale. Jameson's 1-0. Hacking a foul tip back into the glove, 1-1. Curiale bounced into a 4-6 fielder's choice in his last time, but reached and later scored. Bases juiced, 2 down. 1-run lead for the Pippins, 4-3, top third. 1-1. Backdoor breaking ball, breaking ball that started inside, ended up below the knees, ball 2. And nobody in the Pippins bullpen, with Jameson already approaching 70 pitches. They're really going to need him to get at least 4 with a light bullpen today. 2-1. Popped foul out of play down the right field line. 2-2. Dylan Barkley, who's made a couple of starts for the Pippins this year, including on opening day, he's going to be working out of the bullpen probably for the rest of his time with the Pippins, so he's available as a lefty, as is Josh Hahn, who was sharp on Thursday. Aiden Adams hasn't pitched in a while. Jack Gonzalez also in the mix. 2-2, bases loaded, 2 down. Hacking a foul off of Curiale's knee. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The inning started with a rather nondescript pop-out from Jake Harvey. Since then, a bunt single, a walk, a hard single into right field, an error, and a strikeout have us in the spot we are right now. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 4-3 Pippins in the top of the third. Jameson gives a long look home, shakes off the first sign from Rando, now gets the one he likes, sets just above the belt. Another 2-2. Slider on the outside corner, strike 3 called. And Corvallis puts 1 on the board but leaves him loaded in the top of the third. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and the bases left loaded. We go to the bottom of the third inning. 4-3 Pippins lead Corvallis on the Nathan's famous broadcast network.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
We go to the bottom of the third. The Yakima Valley Pippins with a 4-3 lead over the Corvallis Knights. And it will be the 3-4-5 part of the Pippins order. Tyler Rando, Henry Gargis, and James Bell against left-hander Timothy Josten in the bottom of the third. Pippins worked out of a big jam in the top of the third with the bases loaded and one out. Ryan Jameson, the new guy. What a performance. He gets back-to-back strikeouts of Nick Jovetic and Michael Curiali and keeps it at a one-run game. Now Tyler Rando will hit for the Pippins, right-handed batter playing behind the plate today. Digs in against Josten, the lefty, who has been up and down in his first couple of innings. First pitch, a curveball below the knees, ball one. 4-3 lead for the Pippins. We are in the bottom of the third inning here at the Orchard. Kicking the 1-0. There's a high pop fly out of play off to the right, 1-1. Infield, outfield straightaway, normal depth as the shadows continue to creep in more and more from left field. The sun begins its descent. We're probably about a half hour away from true darkness. There's a high fly ball down the right field line. Jovetic towards the line. He runs out of room. That one's foul. But it did have home run distance, 1-2. In fact, the sun will set at about 8:58. So about exactly 45 minutes, actually. Looks like another nice couple of days, Sunday and Monday. Pippins wrap up this series, then they're off to Port Angeles for a 3-game set, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The 1-2. Fastball high and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Then it's down to Corvallis to take on these Knights. Going to get very familiar with the Knights. That'll be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series at the beautiful Goss Stadium. 2-2, swing and a miss at an outside changeup. And Rando strikes out for the second time today. The 4th strikeout for Josten, 1 away. Nobody on, 1 out for Henry Gargis. Fly to deep left center in his first time. Pippins leading at 4-3, bottom of the third. Lefty-lefty matchup. The infield pulled a bit to the right, as well as the outfield for Corvallis. First pitch, a slider in the dirt, ball 1. Second baseman Jake Harvey's right on the edge of the outfield grass, and Tamero at first very deep as well, with the shortstop Curiali on the outfield grass only 5 to 10 steps to the left of second. Breaking ball, check swing, and that's in there for a strike, 1-1. On Gargis, who has hit in 9 straight, but all of those were 1 hit a game until Thursday. Takes a hack at a high fastball and misses 1-2. Had his first multi-hit game of the year, 3 for 4. It was just the second game of the year by a Pippins batter with multiple extra base hits, the other coming by Tanner Parker earlier in this homestand. 1-2 pitch. High fastball, struck out, swung on and missed for strike 3. And Gargis, after 3 straight games without a strikeout, goes down swinging the 5th from Josten, 2 down. Now the base is empty, 2 away for James Bell, the DH today. He struck out swinging in his first try. Infield, outfield straight away, first pitch. Grounded left side for Curiali, the shortstop. Scoops it with a glove, throws on to first and retires Bell for the third out. Quick and easy 1-2-3, bottom of the third for Timothy Josten. We go to the fourth here in Yakima, a 4-3 lead for the Pippins on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
Pippins still holding on to a one-run lead, 4-3 as we go to the fourth. And the fourth inning brought to you by Les Schwab, set the standard for tire service more than 65 years ago, and they continue to go out of their way to keep you on your way. With 3 locations in Yakima and Sela, the dedicated professionals at Les Schwab provide useful advice and excellent service every day. At Les Schwab, doing the right thing matters. Pippins leading 4-3, and it will be the 9-1-2 part of the order for Corvallis here in the fourth. Michael Dixon, Jake Holcroft, and Jake Harvey against righty Ryan Jameson, although there is some stretching going on in the Pippins bullpen. I spy right-hander A.J. Wood, as well as a left-hander. I think that's Dylan Barkley, who's starting to get some band work in down near the bullpen, down the left field line. Michael Dixon with a 2-run single, his first try in the second that originally gave Corvallis a 2-0 lead. Right on right, infield outfield straight away, normal depth. Here's the first pitch at the top of the fourth, and a fastball taken for a strike on the outside corner. The count on Dixon 0-1. Parker even with the bag at third. The kick in the 0-1 pitch. And there's a fastball just below the knees. Heck of a frame job by Rando. Even I got fooled for a second, but the count's 1-1. Brandon Schmidt, the home plate umpire today. Dustin Catron is the base umpire. Another 1-1. That's inside 2-1. Shouldn't say another 1-1. The 1-1. You can't have an at-bat with multiple 1-1 pitches. 2-1 the count, nobody on, nobody out. Just starting this top of the fourth, Pippins leading by a run 4-3. Kicking the 2-1. Breaking ball, spun foul, out of play off to the right, 2-2. Dixon, a native of Oakland, California, just finished up his senior year at Berkeley High School in the East Bay. He'll head to San Diego in the fall. For a guy of his size, 6 feet, 190 pounds, he's got surprisingly good power. Chokes up here with 2 strikes on the all-black bat. Jameson's 2-2. Slider up high, ball 3. Count is full. Ryan's punched out 6 today, including back-to-back with the bases loaded to cap off the top of the third inning. Three-two. Breaking ball at the knees. Strike 3 called. What a slider from Jameson. His 3rd consecutive punch-out, 7th of the day, 1 away. That is a money offering for Ryan Jameson. Now we go back to the top of the order for Jake Holcroft. 1 out, nobody on. 4-3 lead for the Pippins, top of the fourth. Tanner Parker at third, in on the grass. Left-handed hitter. First pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1. Now the right-hander, Jameson, starting to run it up there in the pitch count department. This will be his 76th offering of the night. Right on left. Here's the 1-0. That's flared foul off to the left, 1-1. And it's left-hander Dylan Barkley getting loose in the Pippins bullpen. Right-hander A.J. Wood tossing a towel. Wood probably not going to throw today, but in a dire situation he may. Parker in at third. Everybody else straight away. The 1-1. Hit down the left field line, well foul, and into lefty's bar. 1-2. One out, nobody on. Jameson with a good pitch here could grab his 4th consecutive strikeout. And we'll see if he goes with a changeup. 2 strikes to a left-handed batter. Or he could go with that slider, which has been money from start to finish, even though he didn't have his best fastball today. Ryan's 1-2. There's a slider, smacked foul into left field for a base hit. Just a small little opposite field blooper, and a 1-out single for Holcroft to bring up Jake Harvey, the go-ahead run. That was a good pitch from Jameson. There's really not much he can do about that. Holcroft waited back on it, took it the other way. And now Jake Harvey bats. He's 0 for 2. Popped out and punched out looking. Looked at first where the speedy Holcroft waits has already stolen a base today. Jameson out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. That is hack and a miss on an inside fastball, 0-1. Middle infield at double play depth. Gargis holds the runner. Holcroft at first. Parker even with the bag at third. The outfield straight away. 4-3 Pippins, top of the 4th. 1 on, 1 out. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball softly down the third base line, out of play, 0-2. Andy Atwood waiting on deck. He had a bunt single in his last try. Corvallis out hitting the Pippins today 6-4. But they've stranded the bases loaded already once. Something the Pippins have done a couple of times in this homestand in the first inning. Jameson looking for his 8th strikeout. 1-2 to Harvey, the freshman. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes! Home plate umpire rings him up himself. Brandon Schmidt on a low fastball. 8th strikeout for Jameson, 2 down. That brings up Andy Atwood, the right-handed hitter, with 2 outs, and Holcroft at first. A 4-3 ball game in the top of the 4th. Corvallis trailing the Yakima Valley Pippins, who are looking to improve to 2 games above 500. At 8-7 on the year, Corvallis at 500 at 6-6. Quick toss to first. Holcroft back underneath the tag. Atwood mentioned it earlier, but he played for the Knights all the way back in 2016. It's a second-team All-West Coast League pick at shortstop that year. But been an up-and-down road since. The pitch. That one is hit high in the air, but well fouled down the left field line. Put that about 30 feet to the right, and you've got a 2-run shot that puts the Knights ahead. 0-1 on Atwood. 1 for 2 with that bunt single and also a strikeout swinging. Have to figure this is Jameson's last frame, with the pitch count over 80. So he won't be eligible for the win. That is, if he were not to complete 5 innings, of course. Man on first, 2 down, 0-1. Jameson delivers and misses inside with a slider, 1-1. Now the sun's starting to really shine right towards first, where Atwood and Gargis both shielding. Gargis wearing the sunglasses. Atwood was hitting, so he wasn't wearing sunglasses. I guess you could hit while wearing sunglasses, but it would be a really bad choice. The 1-1. Runner takes off. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Tag apply. They got him to end the inning. Tyler Rando with his first caught stealing as a member of the Pippins. And the fourth inning draws to a close. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the home half of the fourth inning here in Yakima. 4-3 Pippins on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
We go to the home half of the fourth inning here at the Orchard. A 4-3 lead for the Yakima Valley Pippins. And the 6, 7, 8 part of the order coming to bat. Owen Cobb, Ty Delancey, and Christian Padilla. I'm Miles Klotz here on the call, joined on the controls. I shouldn't say joined, but on the controls, Austin and McKenna. Timothy Josten back out there for another inning of work. The left-hander out of Santa Clarita, California. With a 4-3 deficit. And he faces Owen Cobb, who reached on an error and scored back in the second. First pitch. Right-hand hitter takes a hack at an outside changeup and swings over at 0-1. Cobb, Delancey, and Padilla all were catalysts except Delancey in that second. 0-1, grounded right side for Tamero, who drops, bobbles, slings it to first, and the throw gets away from the pitcher. And Cobb reaches first on what should go as an error. And that would make it 2 times reaching today for Owen Cobb on an error. They do indeed score it in E3. So just like he did in the second, Cobb reaches on an error, this time, though, to lead off the inning. Last time it was with 1 out. Now Ty Delancey to the plate. Pippins ahead 4-3, bottom 4. 1 on, nobody out. Switch hitter bats from the right side. Middle infield double play depth. Gretler even with a bag at third. First pitch. Curveball, chopped fouled on the third base line, 0-1. Delancey worked a 7-pitch at bat, but did strike out swinging in his first time. The wind in the 0-1. Gretler comes in on the grass at third, shielding bunt. Bunt shown, but pulled back on a fastball high and out. And it is 1-1 on Delancey. Cobb at first after the error with nobody out. So when I said a few minutes ago, or not even a minute ago, that both all of Cobb, Delancey, and Padilla contributed to the fourth, and I said, well, not Delancey. Take that back. He definitely did contribute. There's a throw to first, and it nearly pulls Tamero off the bag, but he's able to jump across of Cobb and keep it there. Even though Delancey struck out, he did make Josten throw 7 pitches. The next 4 batters all reached. Still showing bunt, the 1-1, pulled back, outside fastball, 2-1. Two-1, with 1 on, nobody out. Josten delivers. And a foul tip back to the backstop. Or was it a swing and a miss? If it's a swing and a miss, Cobb will get the second. No real indication yet. Neither umpire is sending him back. Sounded like he may have tipped it, and that's what Brooke Knight wants to know, too, the manager for Corvallis. He walks out leisurely. Seems like Cobb's going to reach second there. If that was a swing and a miss and a pass ball, then Cobb takes second. The umpires are going to converse here. 1 on, nobody out. Either way, it's going to be a 2-2 count. The matter here was just, did Delancey foul it? And it sounded like he did, and yeah, now they're going to make Cobb go back to first. That is what it appeared, is that he fouled it back. Two and two on Delancey. Bunt out of the equation now, so everybody in the infield backs up for Corvallis. The pitch. A changeup high and away for ball 3. And another full count worked from Ty Delancey. I really like what I've seen out of him in his first couple of games with the Pippins. No, he's never going to wow you with the bat. But he is a fighter. Had a fun talk with him today at BP. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cobb takes off, the throw down on a hop, not in time. And Owen slides in safely with a stolen base. But the strikeout, the 6th of the day for Josten, and there's 2 away for Christian Padilla. Cobb, by the way, with his 3rd stolen base, he's now 3 for 3 on steals this year. And Padilla bats after drawing a walk his last time. And what happened to Owen Cobb? Did they say he was out? The pitch. Popped up, out of play. 0-1. There's nobody standing at second base, but I could have sworn they said Cobb was safe. Apparently that was changed as I was filling in my scorebook. 0-1. Wow. The kick in the 0-1. Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. So, after originally calling him safe, to basically no argument, they changed it to a caught stealing. That is interesting. The 1-1 to Padilla. Now the base is empty, 2 away. Soft ground ball may have shattered the bat to third. Gretler in on the grass, fires onto first, and the side is retired. Pippins strand 1 after an error. We go to the 5th inning, 4-3. Pippins leading on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
Dylan Barkley enters in relief for the Pippins. We go to the top of the 5th inning with the Pippins leading at 4-3 over the Corvallis Knights. And the left-hander makes his 4th appearance of the season, but his first in relief. He's 0-1 with a 3.44 ERA, 13 strikeouts, hasn't walked a batter over 15 2/3 innings of work. And opponents hitting .297 off of the southpaw from Montana State. Billings took a loss in his last start on Sunday in Bellingham. 4 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, no walks, and he struck out a pair. Replaces Ryan Jameson, who was pretty good outside of 1 rough inning, but dealt with a high pitch count, partly in due to the fact that he struck out 8 over 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 walks. Certainly an encouraging outing, though, and I'm sure Jameson will get plenty more opportunities in the rotation going forward. Barkley, with his innings count on the season, summer plus college, running up towards 100. He is going to be primarily out of the bullpen, basically exclusively out of the pen the rest of the year. The lefty will face a couple of lefties here in this fifth. Trace Tamero to lead it off, followed by Briley Knight. And then Matthew Gretler, and then it would be another lefty in Nick Jovetic. No action in the Corvallis bullpen, with the Knights trailing 4-3. Timothy Josten, their starter, his pitch count's in a lot better shape. Infield, outfield straight away. Barkley winds and delivers the first pitch, and there's a foul back to the backstop, 0-1. And this is a new role for Dylan Barkley. Pitched once in relief in the spring for Montana State Billings, but that was in the regional, and obviously a starter in high school. The 0-1. Changeup, cut on and missed, strike two. Oh, excuse me, I completely spaced. Andy Atwood is leading off this inning for the Knights after he was at bat when Jake Holcroft was caught stealing to end the fourth. So it'll be a righty and then two lefties. The 0-2, ground ball back up the middle and into center field for a leadoff single. And the tying run reaches first base for the Knights here at a 4-3 ball game in the fifth. And now Trace Tamero will come to the plate. My sincere apologies. Tamero will walk in a strikeout against Jameson, who, despite leaving with the Pippins leading, is not eligible for a decision as he only threw 4 innings of work. Tanner Parker in on the grass at third. First pitch to Tamero, left on left. Fastball for a strike on the outside corner. Count is 0-1. Toss over to first, and the runner back in safely. 4-3 Pippins. We're in the top of the fifth. Nobody out, and the leadoff man on. The tying run here for Corvallis. Barkley off the third base side of the rubber delivers. Breaking ball hit right side. DeLance ranging to his left. Slides, gets to his feet, and throws on to first to throw out Tamero. So a difficult play made easy by Ty DeLance. And although Atwood gets to second, there's now one away for Briley Knight. And perhaps all that the Pippins need to get Briley Knight out is to put a left-handed pitcher into the game. Knight, a couple of singles so far, both pretty well hit, one for an RBI. 4-3 Pippins, we're in the top of the fifth. One out and Atwood at second, the tying run. Cobb, the shortstop, keeps him close to the bag as time is called. So Knight can adjust his batting gloves and his eyes, apparently. Parker even with the bag at third. The outfield straight away, normal depth. Barkley with the bell tie set. Atwood takes off for third. Breaking ball downstairs, and then the throw to third on a hop. Nice stop by Parker. But Atwood swipes third. And now all Knight needs to do is get a ball in play, and this game will be tied at 4. Dillon kicks and deals. And there's a fastball on the outside corner, strike one call. I think Barkley, part of the reason he was so open to going into relief is A, to save his arm. The 1-1. Fastball high and away, 2-1. Man at third, the tying run, one down. 4-3 Pippins lead, top 5. 2-1 count on Briley Knight. But also a part of it is I get the sense from him that he really just loves being a part of this team. And he would not want to leave early because he made a couple starts and that pitch down and away, 3-1. He makes another start or two. He's gone much earlier than perhaps he would be here if he makes a couple of relief appearances. Quarters come slightly in. 3-1 pitch. And that ball's lifted high in the air out to right. Playable for Andrews. In and to his left. He makes the catch. Atwood tags. Here's the throw. It's a strike, but it's well up the line. And a sacrifice fly for Brightly Knight ties this game at 4 in the top of the 5th. That brings up Matthew Gretler with the bases clear, 2 away, now in a 4-4 ball game. Gretler has singled and reached on an error in 2 trips. First pitch from Barkley. Hack and a miss, strike 1. First earned run allowed out of the bullpen by the left-hander, who rocks and delivers. And an 0-1 curveball missed high and away, 1-1. So now Jameson was already going to take a no decision. Now he'll definitely take a no decision. The 1-1. Change up, outside ball 2. Still no action in the bullpen for Corvallis. Timothy Josten has actually kept the pitch count pretty low. Part of the reason it feels like he's been out there for so long is because he works so laboriously. 2-1, fastball away, 3-1. Barkley still hasn't walked a batter this season. Here's the 3-1 with the bases clear, 2 outs in a tie game. Popped foul off to the right. Could be playable for Andrews towards the line and foul ground, but he predictably runs out of room as that one gets past the picnic deck, 3-2. The wind is quite a bit calmer than it has been the last couple of days. So balls out to right field are not exactly flying as strong. Quite an impressive streak for Barkley. If he gets out of this inning, it'll be 16 2/3 innings without a walk. The count is full, 2 down. Left on right. Dillon with a high left leg kick and the pitch. Breaking ball hit back to the backstop, 3-2. That was a changeup to the right-handed hitter. Pippins in the bottom of the 5th. 9-1-2 to the plate. Part of the order that got some damage done in the 2nd to try and take the lead back. Another payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the outside fastball, and the inning draws to a close. But the Knights tie it up at 4 after a single and a sacrifice fly. And as we go to the bottom of the 5th, a 4-4 ball game here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong. Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
You go to the home half of the 5th here in Yakima. Luke Schwartz to lead it off for the Pippins in a tie game, 4-4. Schwartz, Parker, and Andrews, 9-1-2 against Timothy Josten, the lefty, back out for his 5th inning of work. And a bunt shown, pulled back on an outside breaking ball that counts 1-0. Josten, the kick in the 1-0. Little tapper out to second, playable for Harvey over to his right, flings it on to first, 1 down. So Schwartz grounds out. We go to the top of the order for Tanner Parker, who's 2 for 2. RBI double in the 2nd and a single to lead off the night for the Pippins in the first. 4-4 the score. Bottom of the fifth, nobody on, one out. Corvallis tied it up in the top of the fifth. A sacrifice fly from Briley Knight off of Dylan Barkley. The pitch home. A fastball in the outside corner for a called first strike. Lefty on lefty here. The infield pulls a tad to the right. Parker is not exactly a pull hitter. I guess they're just playing the percentages of him being a lefty. Swings and misses on an inside fastball 0-2. Because they were doing the same thing for Henry Gargis, the only other left-handed hitter in the Pippins lineup today. Corvallis, of course, it's understandable why they are more apt to shift. 0-2, high and in fastball. Parker bends out of the way of that heater. 1-2. Of course, being connected with one of the most successful college baseball programs, Oregon State, has used technology to their advantage. Won them a national title. 1-2. One out, nobody on. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Strikeout number 7 for Timothy Josten, and the first strikeout for Parker of the day. Second out here in the bottom of the fifth. And after a string of games in which the Pippins had been striking out less and less, they are not having as much success with the K tonight. Nobody on, 2 out for Noah Andrews. Right-hand batter takes outside, ball 1. 2-run single. His first Pippins hit his last time up. 4-4 our score, bottom of the fifth. The kick in the 1-0. And there's a foul off to the right out of play, 1-1. Starting to get chilly a little bit here in the Valley, but fans mostly still in their seats. Fireworks expected after the game, and a good crowd on hand for a good game so far. 1-1. Flared right back to the top of the seats, 1-2. And this is a fun one because the last few games here, both Pippins win or Pippins lose, have been rather uncompetitive. So it's nice to see a fun, competitive game back at the Orchard. 1-2, a changeup in the dirt, and man, that hit Briley Knights offhand. And he is wincing in pain, getting up and walking around, holding his right hand clutched to his backside. And that one stings. 2-2 the count. Base is empty, 2 away. Andrews at the plate. Knight, tough guy. Coach's son, he shook that one off. Brandon Schmidt, home plate umpire, wipes off the plate. Andrews, right side of his jersey, all dirtied up in dirt. Waits on the 2-2 from the left-hander. Infield, outfield, straight away. The pitch. Breaking ball at the knees, called strike 3. Andrews knew it. 8 strikeouts for the left-hander Timothy Josten. He sets down the Pippins 1-2-3 in the bottom of the fifth. And at the end of 5, 4-4 our score here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Move to the 6th inning here at the Orchard. 6th inning brought to you by the Yakima Herald-Republic and YakimaHerald.com, your best sources for local sports news, entertainment, and lifestyle information from across Central Washington. Call 575-7755 to subscribe to a print or digital package. The Yakima Herald-Republic. They tell your stories. Dylan Barkley, the left-hander, served up the tying run in the top of the 5th. He's back out there for the 6th in a 4-4 game. And he will face the bottom third of the Corvallis order here in the 6th. Nick Jovetic, Michael Curiali, and Michael Dixon. Jovetic to lead it off, and a couple of Montanans to square off. Both Jovetic and Barkley are natives of Missoula in Montana. Which, for some reason, I thought was the state capital, but I've just confirmed it's not. That would be Helena. Jovetic has punched out twice today, both against Ryan Jameson, who finished with 8 strikeouts in his 4 innings of work. Start to see some stretching in the bullpen for Corvallis. Left on left, the first pitch, hack and a miss on a high fastball, strike 1 to Jovetic. The bottom of the order has not done a whole lot today for Corvallis. 4 runs on 7 hits for the Knights, 4 runs on 4 hits for the Pippins, both teams with a couple of errors. 0-1. Fastball tags the outside corner, 0-2. Infield, outfield here for the Knights straight away. Corvallis jumping out to an early lead, then the Pippins with a 4 spot in the second. The 0-2. Fastball wrapped into right field for a base hit. That one died as soon as it hit the grass, but either way, it's a leadoff single for Nick Jovetic. Off of his former Legion Ball teammate, Dylan Barkley. And it will bring up Michael Curiali. Right-handed batter. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, struck out looking in the second. First pitch, bunted, foul, third base side, 0-1. Get you a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here on a Saturday night in the WCL. Kelowna 4, Victoria 3 in the bottom of the 7th in Kelowna. The Bend Elks trail the Bellingham Bells 4-0 that game in the bottom of the 8th in Bend. Victoria leading Portland 2-0, top of the 7th down in Portland, and Walla Walla ahead of Port Angeles 8-3 in the top of the 6th down at Borleski Stadium. Toss over to first, and the runner Jovetic back in safely. 1 on, nobody out, the go-ahead run for the Knights here in the top of the 5th. In a 4-4 ball game. Excuse me, the top of the 6th. Parker well in on the grass at third as Curial showed bunt. Another throw over to first. And Jovetic dives back in safely. Right-hander starts to loosen in the bullpen for Corvallis. Kevin West. As there's a bunt down the first base line, Barkley fields, tosses on to first for the out. The go-ahead run gets to second base with 1 away, and Michael Dixon, who had a big hit back in the second, steps in. Dixon did strike out his last time, but that 2-run opposite field single back in the second that originally gave Corvallis an early lead. Dixon hits from the right side. 1 on, 1 out. 4-4 ball game, top of the 6th inning. The lefty sets. Turns to second where Cobb holds the runner. Pitch. Fastball down and in, 1-0. Jake Holcroft to follow, a left-handed batter. Dixon waits. Turn to second. Runner takes off. Now they got him caught in a rundown. Over to third. Parker gives it to second for Cobb. Cobb chases him down, tosses to second for Barkley. Jovetic headed back to second. Barkley throws it now to Ty Delancey, who hurls to the catcher, Rando. Rando gives this now to Parker. Parker trying to tag. He'll throw to Cobb, and they call him out. No, what happened here? They're calling interference. Wow. Interference on Tyler Rando, the catcher, for getting in the way, evidently. And Jovetic gets the third. How about that? you don't ever see catcher's interference on a rundown between second and third. But that appears to be the call right here, as Rando was incredulous. So Jovetic catches a break getting up to third, as he was caught dead in the water. Now the tying run 90 feet away. 1-0 pitch to Michael Dixon. Corners play in. Changeup taken in the dirt, 2-0. And that's a boon for Corvallis, no doubt about it. Got themselves out of a sticky situation. Barkley winds, 2-0. High fastball, just missed up high, ball 3. And Barkley down in the count, 3-0. Still hasn't walked a batter this year. 16 1/3 innings. Excuse me, now make that 17 innings with his inning and a third today. 3-0 pitch. Fastball at the letters for a strike, 3-1. Go ahead run at third for Corvallis, 1 down, 4-4 our score, top 6. Jovetic dances off third. The 3-1 to Dixon. Popped up on the infield for Gargas, the first baseman. Angles towards the line, nearly collides with Dixon and puts it away in the first base coaching box. A huge second out for Dylan Barkley as he gets soft contact on 3-1. And now left-handed Jake Holcroft comes to the plate. Now 2 away, Holcroft, who is 1 for 2, needs a base hit to drive home Jovetic from third. Walk, bounce out, and a single in 3 trips for Holcroft. 4-4 our score. Top of the 6th, 2 down. Runner at third, go-ahead run for Corvallis. Everybody straight away, normal depth defensively. First pitch. Cut on and missed at a curveball on the outside corner. Big first strike from Barkley. A lot of places he can go here on 0-1. Dylan kicks. 0-1 pitch, softly hit, past the dive of Parker at third and into left field. Jovetic scores, and it's 5-4 Corvallis on the RBI opposite field single from Jake Holcroft. The Knights take back the lead. And Barkley gives up a run in each of his 2 innings of relief. Jake Harvey comes to the plate, right-handed hitters 0 for 3. Dylan's got to set him down and get this one to the bottom half. Left on right. The pitch. That one's taken down and in. Runner takes off, and Holcroft easily has second. Called strike on the inside edge, but Rando didn't throw. And Holcroft with his 2nd stolen base of the day, 8th of the summer. Man at second, 2 down for Harvey. Count 0-1 on the Oregon State Beaver. Turner to look to second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. High fastball, 1-1. (5-4) Corvallis leading. Top of the 6th inning. Pippins will need some offense. 12 outs to play against what appears to be the Corvallis bullpen at this point. 1-1, a good changeup that dots the inside corner. Strike 2 call. Jake Harvey behind in the count, 1-2. Barkley looking for his 2nd strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball, third base side. Cobb, the shortstop, over to his right. Throws from the hole to first, not in time. And it's an infield single for Jake Harvey to put runners on the corners. 2 outs for Andy Atwood. Now a visit to the mound from Marcus McKimmey, which is rare, as Rob Hippie makes nearly all mound visits for the Pippins. Infield single, the 3rd hit of this inning off of Barkley, has put runners on the corners with 2 outs in a 5-4 ball game. 10 hits today for Corvallis, 5 runs, 4 hits, 4 runs for the Pippins. Both teams have committed a pair of errors. Whole infield meeting here, as well as the home plate umpire, Brandon Schmidt. Get another look at some games that impact the standings for the Pippins. Bellingham 4, Bend nothing, top of the 9th. Pippins are a game and a half back of Bellingham, so they can't get any higher if they can't whittle that lead down at all if Bellingham wins. Same deal with Victoria, who's also a game and a half ahead of the Pippins. 2-0, the Harbor Cats lead Portland in the bottom of the 7th. Pippins can't whittle that deficit down either without a Victoria loss, and if they were to lose tonight, if all these results hold, Pippins will be 2.5 games out and tied for 3rd with Wenatchee. The pitch. Change up just outside of Atwood, 1-0. Excuse me. They would not be tied for 3rd. They'd be a half game up of Wenatchee, who would be in 4th, with Wenatchee playing an on-league game today. But either way, would be starting to see that first half contention slip slower and slower out of the distance. Runners on the corners, 2 down. Atwood, 2 for 3 today. The pitch is smacked into right field. That drops in for a base hit softly just inside the line. Harvey is in from 3rd. Excuse me, Holcroft is in from 3rd. Harvey moves to 3rd. All the runners trade places, and Corvallis extends their lead to 6-4. On the 3rd consecutive hit, that one was just blooped into right center by Atwood. A 3-hit day for the center fielder. It's a big 2-run lead for Corvallis. And Trace Tamero becomes the 7th man to hit this inning for Corvallis. He is without a hit today. One of just 2 guys in the lineup for the Knights without a hit. Runners on the corners, 2 down. Barkley's first pitch. Tamero pops it up, left side of the infield, foul ground. Parker over towards the dugout, and that one lands off the top of the pole near one of the speakers. How about that? And bounces into the stands for strike 1, a foul. Corvallis started this inning off with a single from Nick Jovetic. He moved up on a sacrifice. Pop up from Michael Dixon was a big second out, but since then, 3 straight 2-out singles to give Corvallis a 6-4 lead. 2 down in the 6th. Harvey at 3rd, Atwood at 1st, Tamero at the plate. Pippins trying to avoid their 2nd consecutive loss. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball on the upper outside corner, a called 2nd strike. Briley Knight, who has been an incredibly difficult out tonight, is waiting on deck. Trace Tamero digs back in from the left-hand batter's box. Barkley sets, right foot above of his left. Atwood takes off from 1st and reaches 2nd on a stolen base as that changeup misses down and away, ball 1. So now 2 in scoring position, 2 out. And the left-handed hitting Trace Tamero at the plate. Here's the set. The 1-2. That one's hit out to right. Sends Andrews coming in, and he jogs on and makes the catch at medium depth right field to retire the side. But the Knights take back the lead with 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 in scoring position. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Yakima, it's a 6-4 lead for the Corvallis Knights on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, You shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Things to do. 6-4 Pippins trail. We go to the bottom of the 6th here in Yakima. Tyler Rando, Henry Gargis, James Bell, the middle of the order to bat, after Corvallis takes the lead back in the top of the 6th with 2 runs off of Pippins lefty Dylan Barkley out of the bullpen. Tyler Rando hits to lead it off. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch from Josten. The left-hander hits the outside corner with a curveball for strike 1. Rando has punched out both of his at-bats so far today. The 0-1 pitch. That's pumped foul, out of play off to the right. Right-hander Kevin West still loosening in the bullpen for the Knights. We'll see if and when he enters this game. 0-2 pitch. Josten delivers home and misses up high with a fastball, 1-2 to Rando. Made his Pippins debut on Thursday. It's kind of been a shuffling of catchers throughout the season so far for the Pippins. The 1-2. Hit foul, out of play off to the right, 1-2. Started with just Corey Siracusa for a couple games. Siracusa, for a few games. Then Justin Lutz was brought in as reassurance, with Spencer Bramwell unexpectedly arriving late. The 1-2, tap foul. No, this is fair, back towards the mound. Josten fires onto first and gets the out on a ball that I thought was going to be called foul, but instead it's the first out of the bottom of the 6th. And the 6th consecutive batter retired by Josten. Brings up Henry Gargis, who is 0 for 2, looking to extend his hitting streak to 10 games. Nobody on, 1 out. A 6-4 Corvallis lead in the bottom of the 6th. Then Bramwell left with a thumb injury. So the Pippins needed another catcher with James Bell in tow, but they picked up Rando. First pitch, high and in. Wow, Gargis went down to his backside to avoid getting drilled in the face with that pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Henry has flied to left and struck out swinging. Josten looking for a second consecutive 6-inning outing. He gets Gargis to swing and miss, 1-1. Won't be a quality start because he gave up those 4 runs, none of which were earned back in the 2nd inning. Other than that, he's been stupendous. Infield shifts slightly to the right, middle infield on the outfield grass, with shortstop Curiali not too far from the second base bag. Fastball, the outside corner, strike 2 called, 1-2. Looked a tad outside, but Brandon Schmidt gives the benefit of the doubt to Josten, and why wouldn't you? He has been stupendous. 1-2 pitch to Gargis, left on left. Fastball misses high and away, 2-2. James Bell to follow. He is 0 for 2 today. Two. Swing and a miss, got him an outside slider, strike 3. The 9th strikeout for Timothy Josten, and the 2nd out here in the 6th inning. And before James Bell can bat, a visit to the mound from Corvallis manager Brooke Knight, and it appears the night will be over for Timothy Josten, who was really, really good, but his pitch count starting to run up a tad, near 90. And we'll see if this is indeed the end, with right-hander Kevin West more than warm in the bullpen for Corvallis. A lot of taps around, handshakes, and the Knights go to the bullpen. New right-hander entering the game for Corvallis. We'll tell you about him after the break. Pippins trailing 6-4 on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
A 6-4 Corvallis lead and a new pitcher in for the Knights with the bases empty and 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. It's right-hander Kevin West, a 6'3", 185-pound rising senior at UC Riverside, a Riverside, California native. Second appearance of the season, he debuted for the Knights on Tuesday at home against Bellingham. An inning and a third, allowed 1 hit, walked a couple, and struck out 3, but did not allow an earned run. And he takes over for Timothy Josten, who went 5 2/3 innings. Allowed 4 unearned runs on 4 hits, a walk, and he struck out 9. And James Bell, the right-hander, will be the first to face West. With the Pippins looking for some offense, which has been elusive today. 4 runs on 4 hits. No hits, though, since the 2nd inning. The only base runner in that span has been an error from Owen Cobb over the last 3 frames. West has had some struggles throughout his college career, especially with throwing strikes. 21 walks in 26 1/3 innings for UC Riverside this spring. And that was the first time in his college career that he had fewer walks than strikeouts in year 3. Enters against right-handed hitting James Bell with the bases clear, 2 away, and the Knights leading it 6-4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. West, the righty, long look home. Comes set. And delivers. A fastball that skips in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0 from Kevin West to James Bell. Bell, who has struck out swinging and bounced out 6-3 in 2 trips today. 1-0. Fastball flared foul out of play off to the right. As the beautiful valley sunsets starting to come in now, particularly down the left field line. 1-1 on Bell. Nobody on, 2 down. 6-4 ball game. Corvallis leading. Here's the pitch in the dirt with a fastball, ball 2. Should this inning continue, Owen Cobb will be the next to bat. Nobody in the Pippins bullpen, so it looks like Dylan Barkley will continue in relief in the 7th. 2-1. Smacked up the middle, and Harvey, the second baseman, to his right, fields from the outfield grass, throws to first, and it gets away from Tamaro, but not into the dugout, and backed up well by Briley Knight. And they're saying Bell never touched first. Tag applied, he's safe. Tamaro was arguing that Bell missed the bag, but he did indeed touch it. And Brooke Knight is out to the talk with Dustin Catron, the field umpire. He really believes that James Bell did not touch first, but Bell will reach on a fielding error, or apparently not. That's scored an infield single as of right now. We'll see if that stands. Owen Cobb hits here. 1 on, 2 out. The tying run comes to the plate in a 6-4 ball game. Pippins trailing last of the 6th. Pitch home. Fastball in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, Knight. And Bell takes second on the wild pitch. After reaching on what was scored a hit. And Brooke Knight out again. to argue now with the home plate umpire. Brandon Schmidt walks out to the mound, calls something out to his umpiring mate. They scored that thing, a James Bell single, and what looked like it was going to be an error, but either way, Bell with his first hit of the ball game. Cobb has reached on errors twice today. Want to know the count to Cobb. Here's the pitch. Misses in the dirt ball 2-0. Kevin West, the right-hander, 2-0 the count, 2 outs. The tying run at the plate in a 6-4 game. Corvallis is going to go get their bullpen warm with another pitcher here on what's turning into a chilly night in the Valley. The set and the 2-0. A look to second. West delivers, and that one misses in the dirt and gets past the catcher, Knight, and Bell gets to third on the second wild pitch of the at-bat. And now a visit to the mound as Kellen Camus, the pitching coach, who's also the pitching coach at Central Washington, walks out to have a chat with his righty Kevin West, who has thrown more balls than strikes since entering this game. And a new pitcher is going to start to warm up in the bullpen for Corvallis, William Kempner, the right-hander. Runner at third, 2 down. Pippins trailing 6-4. A couple of final scores already in. Bellingham beats Bend 4-0. So the Bells, with the Pippins loss tonight, will extend their lead over the Pippins in the North Division to 2.5. And a one-hitter from Bells pitching. Pretty impressive. 4 pitchers combined to one-hit Bend. Kelowna beats Cowlitz 4-3. Kelowna improves to 5-9. Cowlitz, the league's worst record, at 4-13. The 3-0 pitch to the tying run. Outside, ball 4. Owen Cobb draws a 4-pitch walk. And now 2 outs, runners on the corners for Ty Delancey, the switch hitter, will bat left-handed for the first time today. It's a side armor. William Kempner warms up in the bullpen for the Knights. 6-4 our score, bottom of the 6th inning. This has been a thriller all night. Runners on the corners, 2 down for Ty Delancey. Couple of strikeouts today. First time for him facing the new pitcher, West, who has thrown no semblance of strikes so far. Bell at third, Cobb at first. The pitch. Taken down and away for ball 1 with a fastball. West again, you look at the walk numbers, they are not great. 21 and 26 in the 3rd innings this spring. 18 walks and 16 and 2/3 innings as a freshman. The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. When he was with Cowlitz in 2017, 16 walks in 8 and 2/3 innings, and he had an ERA that was more than 18, which means more than 2 runs an inning on average. 1-1. Flair down the left field line, 1-2. 2 strikes on Delancey. Runners on the corners, 2 down in a 6-4 ball game. The Pippins trailing here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. They can't gain any ground on first place tonight with Bellingham winning, although Portland has tied Victoria 2-2 in the 8th. But they can keep it at 1.5. Cobb takes off, and strike 3 called on the outside corner. Delancey down looking. Strikes out for the 3rd time tonight, and the Pippins strand a pair. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 left on base. We go to the 7th inning with Yakima Valley trailing 6-4 on the Nathan's famous broadcast network.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
We go to the 7th inning here at the Orchard. Pippins trailing the Corvallis Knights 6-4. And Briley Knight, Matthew Gretler, Nick Jovetic, 5, 6, 7 of the Corvallis order here to bat in the top of the 7th. With the left-handed hitting Knight, who has been an impossible out today. 2 for 2, 2 singles and a sac fly. The first to face Dylan Barkley, who is back out for his 3rd inning of relief. Lefty on lefty. The first pitch. Bunt shown and bunted towards the mound. Barkley off the mound to his left. Fields flips underhand to first, 1 out. Well, that was a pretty easy 1-pitch, 1 out to start the 7th for Dylan Barkley, whose first relief outing of the season hasn't gone the way he wanted it to. With a couple of earned runs given up in each of the first 2 innings to make it 6-4 Corvallis. Right-handed batter Matthew Gretler digs in, 1 for 3 today. Barkley off the third base side of the rubber, infield, outfield, straight away, pitch. Popped up, out of play, off to the right, 0-1. You might be able to hear the cars in the distance. I believe there might be racing at the Yakima Speedway right now, or at least sure sounds like they are. 0-1. Spanked foul, out of play, 0-2. On a ball that was coming inside with a fastball. It is quite loud. I was not aware the Speedway had a race tonight. The 0-2 pitch. Changeup way high, and the dust spun home plate umpire Brandon Schmidt out of the way, 1-2. 1 out, nobody on. A 6-4 lead for Corvallis, top of the 7th. Middle infielders back up a step. And Barkley delivers the 2-strike pitch. Curveball, missed, high and away, ball 2. Nick Jovetic to follow. The former Legion Ball teammate of Dylan Barkley. Kick of the 2-2. Poked back foul, 2-2. You might remember, if you follow Oregon State to any degree, Matthew's older brother Mike Gretler, who was a big part of that 2018 national title team, now playing in the minor leagues for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And he smacks one over the head of the third baseman Parker. Fair ball down the left field line. This could be extra bases. Gretler around first, hustling for second. The throw to second, and they've got him caught between first and second. Delancey runs him back and tags him out. What a throw from left field by Christian Padilla. 2 down. That looked like a surefire double off the bat, and Padilla was having none of that. 2 away, and Nick Jovetic to the plate, the left-hand hitter. Jovetic singled off of his former teammate, Dylan Barkley, back in the 6th and later scored, 1 for 3. 6-4 Corvallis, top 7. Nobody on, 2 away. First offering. Breaking ball for a strike in the outside corner, 0-1. Jovetic out of the University of San Francisco. The 0-1. Another breaking ball, also in there for a strike, 0-2. Barkley looking for his second strikeout, the pitch. High chopper, right side of the infield. Delancey waits on it, charges in, takes glove high, throws on to first for the out. And the Pippins work around a single on a great throw from third by from left from Christian Padilla. And nothing doing for the Knights here in the 7th. We stretch at the Orchard on Fireworks Night. 6-4 Corvallis leading the Pippins on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or two. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
New pitcher into the game for Corvallis as we go to the bottom of the 7th in a 6-4 ball game. The Knights leading, and it's the right-hander William Kempner, the side armor out of San Jose, California, who replaces Kevin West here in the 7th. West getting the final out of the 6th, although working around a hit and a walk. And Kempner, a rising freshman at Gonzaga, will face the 8-9-1 part of the Pippins order: Christian Padilla, Luke Schwartz, and Tanner Parker. Kempner making his 3rd appearance of the season. Hasn't allowed an earned run over 4 innings of work, 2 strikeouts, no walks. Opponents hitting .286 off the righty. Last pitched Wednesday against Bellingham. 2 innings, 2 hits, an unearned run, no walks, and a strikeout. 6 feet tall, 210 pounds, just graduated from Valley Christian High School in San Jose, California. And he faces Christian Padilla. Side armor delivers and misses. Nope, hits the outside corner with a fastball, strike 1. Padilla with a fantastic throw to nail Matthew Gretler, trying to turn a single into a double in the top half of the inning. Infield, outfield straightaway with Gretler at 3rd, even with the bag. Now backs up. The pitch is hacked and fouled back through the legs of Knight, the catcher, to the backstop. 0-2. And now a quick meeting at the mound between Briley Knight and the new pitcher William Kempner, who was a second-team All-Area pick as a senior in high school, which is not an insignificant accomplishment when you play in a populated area so heavily populated like the Bay. Kempner sets. Here's the 2-strike pitch. And he gets Padilla to tap that one back foul to the backstop, 0-2. Luke Schwartz will follow, and then Tanner Parker. Pippin starting to get some arms stretching in the bullpen, but nobody yet throwing. I see Aiden Adams beginning to stretch. Kempner with an interesting set. Shields his entire face with the gray glove. Now kicks, and another 2-strike pitch. Padilla takes a slider just outside for a ball, 1-2. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th, a 6-4 lead for Corvallis. Another 2-strike pitch. Breaking ball on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. 11th strikeout of the night for Corvallis pitching, and 1 away in the 7th for Luke Schwartz. Schwartz an RBI single in the 2nd and a ground out to second base in the 5th. First pitch. Takes a fastball outside, and Knight trying to reconcile from catching that hard pitch. His mask came off. That is something new. They say you show up to the ballpark every day and see something new, and that is certainly something new. Either the mask was not secured or that movement just flipped it off. Now the two are going to meet at the mound. So a 1-0 count on Schwartz. Pippins down 6-4 here in the home half of the 7th inning. 12 hits for Corvallis, 5 for the Pippins. Both teams have committed a pair of fielding miscues. Kempner ready. The kick in the 1-0. Fastball fouled back, 1-1. Now Luke Schwartz stuck around longer than anticipated. Big part of the reason is just the real good defense out in center field, of which we haven't seen much today, with a lot of balls on the ground and a lot of balls to the corners. 1-1, missed down below the knees with a fastball, ball 2. This is a guy that'll step in at Western Illinois and be a real premium defender in center field. And I kind of figure he'll heat up as the season goes on. The 2-1. Fastball at the letter, strike 2. And the real reason I think that is because he has an advantage over a lot of hitters in the Pippins lineup, is that in the Arizona junior college ranks, they play with wood bats. So this is not an adjustment for Schwartz like it is for many of the hitters in this league. Skies went out to center, playable for Atwood. Back a few steps, over to his right, cups it away, 2 hands in front of his cap for the 2nd out. And that'll take us back to the top of the order for Tanner Parker, who's working on a 2-for-3 day. Parker hits from the left side. Pippins down 2 runs, 6-4, bottom of the 7th. William Kempner, the right-hander. First pitch. Smacked foul, out of play, off to the left, 0-1. Infield, outfield straight away. The middle infield playing somewhat deep, but not surprisingly so. And the outfield is playing the wind, with Holcroft a step in left and Jovetic a step back in right. Corners back up a bit, and the 1-0 slider, or the 0-1 slider, excuse me, well outside in the dirt, 1-1. Another final on the out-of-town scoreboard. Portland beats Victoria 3-2 at Walker Stadium, which means that Bellingham now in sole possession of first place in the West Coast League's North Division. 1-1 pitch. Kempner fires. Fastball at the knees, called strike 2. 1-2 on Parker, with Noah Andrews, who's had a decent day in his Pippins debut, waiting on deck. Kick in the 1-2. Knight sets up down and away. The pitch is fouled back. And they say he swung and missed. Parker thought he got a piece of it. Knight picks it up from the backstop, throws on to first, and the throw gets away from Tamero! And Tanner Parker, jogging to first base, reaches on a drop third strike. How about that? I wouldn't even say he was jogging. He was power walking to first base because he thought that he had tapped that foul. And instead he reaches on a drop third strike as he was power walking to first base. Oh, man. The tying run comes to the plate here for Noah Andrews. Righty on righty. The set and the pitch. Side armor hits the inside corner with a slider, 0-1. Andrews with a 2-run single back in the 2nd, 1 for 3. 6-4 Pippins trail. Bottom of the 7th. Parker off first, 2 down. The 0-1. There's a slider, same spot, same call. Strike at the knees, 0-2. One on, 2 down. The 0-2 pitch on the way from Kempner, looking for his 3rd strikeout of the inning. And he misses down and away with a fastball for ball 1. I mean, Parker he wasn't dogging it necessarily, but He did what a lot of batters do on a drop third strike. I don't think he realized how deep it got to the backstop either. And he just managed to reach first. Because Knight, who had all day, missed Tamero by several feet. 1-2. Way outside, and a nice stop by Knight. The mask flies off again. He is going to need a tighter mask. Holy moly. 2-2. On Noah Andrews out of Lower Columbia. Man on first, 2 down. Turner will look to first, now the set. Kempner with the 2-2. Check swing, slider, just outside, ball 3. Whew. That was close. Corvallis coaches wondering where that one missed. Now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Parker at first. He'll be off with a pitch. No longer being held by Tamero. Tying run at the plate in a 2-run ball game. 6-4 in the 7th. Kempner fires. And that one is flared foul, out of play, off to the right, 3-2. Tyler Rando on deck should this inning continue. Another payoff. Parker takes off. Pitch. Outside and high. Ball 4. And a walk to Noah Andrews brings the go-ahead run to the plate. Tyler Rando with 2 down in the 7th. And they should have been out of this inning. Briley Knight flubbed to throw to first on a drop third strike. And now the Knights could pay. Rando 0 for 3. Has not had a whole lot of success at the plate tonight. Big power bat from the right side. 2 on, 2 out. 2-run ball game, bottom 7th. As righty Aiden Adams warms in the Pippins bullpen. Outfield shifts to the right per the commands of one of the Corvallis coaches. Here's the set. A look to second. First pitch. Inside and low with a breaking ball. 1-0 to Tyler Rando. Strikeouts in both the first and third innings. Then bounced out back to the mound in the 6th. 2 on, 2 out. 6-4 Corvallis, bottom of the 7th. Pippins threatening with a chance to take the series opener against the 3-time reigning league champs. Kick of the 1-0. Foul ball out of play, off to the right. 1-1. Best they can do with a win tonight is keep themselves a game and a half back of Bellingham, who won tonight in Bend, to improve to a division best 11-6 on the season. Turner will look to second. Time called. And Rando steps out. Pivotal moment in this game. A game in which the Pippins jumped out to a 4-2 lead after 2 innings, but have not scored since and have just 1 hit since that inning. 2 on in this situation, a drop third strike and a walk. Tying run at first, 2 down. 1-1. Rando takes high and in, ball 2. Missed with a fastball, and the count 2 balls and a strike. Henry Gargis on deck for the Pippins. He is without a hit today. Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball at the knees for strike 2. Definitely a strike, but not a pitch Rando probably could have done much damage with. Starting on the inside, ending up at the knees. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kempner goes with it again. 2 on, 2 out. 2-run game, bottom of the 7th. 6-4 Corvallis. And time called for Briley Knight, the catcher, to do some adjusting. Slider just outside, ball 3. Oh, that might have been a fastball, actually, with some real good tail. Count is full. Parker off second. Andrews off first. Go ahead run at the plate in the two-run game. Payoff pitch. Runners take off. Outside and high. Ball four. The bases are loaded with 2 outs for Henry Gargis. How about this? Alex Williams hurriedly warming in the bullpen for Corvallis, but there is no way he is ready for this next batter. And they are signaling for him to really warm up. Now Kellen Camus is going to come to the bullpen, or come to the mound to talk with William Kempner and buy some time for Williams, the righty. But it would be a shock if he could get in to pitch this batter. They are probably going to need Kempner to face Henry Gargis with runners on each of the 3 bases. The tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first in a 6-4 ball game, bottom of the 7th inning. Inning started with a strikeout, a flyout, and then a strikeout of Tanner Parker, but that second strikeout, Parker made it up to first on a drop third strike that he didn't even realize was a drop third strike. Then back-to-back walks, and Kempner will face Henry Gargis. Gargis looking to extend his hitting streak to 10 games. Left-handed batter 0 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts and a flyout to left field. Parker off third. Andrews up second. Rando off of first. First pitch. Gargis takes on the outside corner with an off-speed pitch. Strike 1 call. A base hit should tie this game if hit well enough. Ball to the gap could give the Pippins the lead in the 7th. 0-1 pitch. Outside and low with a breaking ball. That was nowhere close. 1-1. And again, a walk is as good as a hit in this spot. Josh Hahn is on deck. He'll pinch hit for James Bell should the inning continue. Pippins trying to play the matchup game with a left-hander. The righty Alex Williams in the pen. That ball's hit out to left center field. Atwood over to his right. Who's going to make the play? Oh, the 2 outfielders collide, but Andy Atwood puts it away in left center, and Corvallis gets out of a jam. The Pippins strand the bases loaded in the 7th. On our way to the 8th inning here in Yakima. 6-4 Corvallis on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Call this home. That's where I belong. That's where I belong. Call this home. That's where I belong. That's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
7 innings in the books here at the Orchard. We go to the 8th. A 6-4 lead for Corvallis over the Pippins, and Michael Curiali, Michael Dixon, and Jake Holcroft, the 3 to hit for Corvallis in the 8th, trying to extend upon a 6-4 lead that nearly wasn't in the bottom half of the inning. When the Pippins loaded the bases and Henry Gargis hit a ball to left center fielder, there was nearly a collision between Holcroft, the left fielder, and Atwood, the center fielder, but unfortunately for the Pippins, no such thing. Fortunately for everybody's health, too. Pippins still haven't scored since that 4-run second. Dylan Barkley back out for his 4th full inning of relief. The left-hander will at least face the first man in this inning with Aiden Adams continuing to loosen in the Pippins pen down the left field line. And Curiali, the first to bat, 0 for 2 today. Right-handed hitter reached and scored on a fielder's choice back in the second. Also struck out looking and bounced into a sacrifice. Infield, outfield, straight away, first pitch. High chopper up the middle. Delancey to his right, and it gets past the second baseman and into center field for a leadoff single. The 13th hit of the night for Corvallis. And a leadoff base runner here in the 8th. Brings up Michael Dixon. Adams back up throwing, so Barkley will face Dixon. You have to wonder how much more of a leash the lefty has. Righty Alex Williams was warming the bullpen for Corvallis in the bottom of the 7th. Moved on right to Michael Dixon. 1 for 3 today. Barkley looks to first. Bunt shown, a soft toss over. Bunted foul back to the backstop, 0-1. Pippins will have right-hander Tyler Frazier. On Monday. Parker well in on the grass at third as Dixon shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a breaking ball strike, 0-2. Mark Wanorovich will pitch the series finale on Monday. Corvallis has not named a starting pitcher at this time. And then tentatively, the Pippins for their series in Port Angeles, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, will go Joey Magrice, Mark Finklenberg, and Darius Garcia. Toss over to first. Curiali back in safely. Port Angeles has brought it within 1 run in Walla Walla, 8-7 in the 8th, trying to avoid their 7th straight defeat. Runner takes off the 0-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3, but no throw down, so Curiali gets into scoring position with a stolen base. But Dixon down swinging, second strikeout out of the pen for Dylan Barkley. And 1 away here in the 8th. To the top of the order we go. Jake Holcroft hits. Left on left. Turner will look to second. The pitch to Holcroft. Bunt shown, pulls back, takes a fastball high, 1-0. Nice day so far for Jake. 2 for 3 with an RBI. Runs scored, a couple of stolen bases, and a walk. 6-4 Corvallis, top of the 8th, 1 on, 1 out. Parker at third, even with the bag, outfield straight away. Delancey at second keeps Curiali honest. Pitch. Bunt shown, pulled back, fastball taken for a strike on the upper outside corner, 1-1. In non-league action tonight, Portland beat Hayesville 4-3. How about that? Portland played a non-league game in the morning, 7 innings, and then Victoria at night won both. Wenatchee beat the Highline Bears 11-2. This is bunted, first base side. Barkley to his left. Fields shovels on to first for the out. And the successful sacrifice moves Curiali to third, which would be an important insurance run. And then Ridgefield beat the Hayesville Hammers by a score of 7-2. Only the game in Walla Walla going on right now. Every other game in the West Coast League has concluded. We also started quite a bit later than most of the WCL games. And we'll start a little bit earlier tomorrow, but all-night games tomorrow on a Sunday in the West Coast League. Here's Jake Harvey. First pitch, a curveball for a strike, 0-1. Harvey singled his last time to put his line at the day 1 for 4. Right-handed hitter, the lanky native of Kennewick. The 0-1. Another curveball. That one dropped below the knees, too low for a ball, 1-1. 6-4, Corvallis leads. We're in the top of the 8th. 2 outs. And an important insurance run at third for the Knights, Michael Curiali. Dillon works off the third base side of the rubber, kicks and delivers the 1-1. And that ball's high and in, 2-1 with a fastball. Andy Atwood, 3 for 4, waits on deck. 13 hits for Corvallis, only 5 for the Pippins. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball on the inside corner. Heck of a curveball, 2-2. Aiden Adams in the bullpen for the Pippins. Looks like he'll get the 9th. Barkley trying to finish out a 4-inning relief stint. The 2-2. Breaking ball, tapped softly, third base side. Parker charges in, makes the glove side grab, and then drops the ball. And Curriali's in to score on what probably would have been an infield single anyway. But they scored an error and make it 7-4, the Corvallis advantage. Now Andy Atwood will hit, with Corvallis leading by 3. Third error of the day for the Pippins. Both teams have committed 3 errors. Atwood bats, 3 for 4 from the right side. 7-4 Corvallis, 1 on, 2 out. Barkley, soft toss over to first. Harvey dances back into the bag. That'll go as an E5. The more surprising thing is that Corvallis, which entered today with the fewest errors in the West Coast League, has now committed 3. Barkley, another soft toss over, and Harvey back in safely. 7-4. Corvallis leads top of the 8th. The pitch. Fastball, too high, 1-0. Atwood all singles today, including a bunt single and a bloop single, after striking out his first time against Ryan Jameson. 7-4, Corvallis leads top 8. 1 on, 2 out. Barkley with a 1-0. Runner takes off. Swing and a miss. Rando throws down a second on a hop. Tag applied. He is out! And the inning comes to a close. Second runner nailed by Tyler Rando today. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Pippins give up a run and trail 7-4 on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
We're headed to the bottom of the 8th. Pippins trailing 7-4. And a reminder that the 8th inning is brought to you by Shirtworks in Ellensburg, the official provider of apparel for the Yakima Valley Pippins. From practice gear to everyday athletic apparel and silk screening to embroidery, Shirtworks is the go-to vendor for all of your sports apparel needs. Give Shirtworks a call at 509-925-3469 or visit them at 100 West University Way in Ellensburg. Josh Hahn pinch hits for the Pippins as we start this bottom of the 8th. Hahn bats from the right side, and the left side, first pitch taken on the outside corner for strike 1. He replaces James Bell, who was 1 for 3 today, at the designated hitter. The 0-1 pitch, fastball at the letters, strike 2 called. Oh, 2. Fastball up high, 1-2. Hahn on the season just one hit. It was a booming single on Thursday that was maybe a foot from being a homer. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Hahn off the bench down on strikes to start the bottom of the 8th. The third strikeout for William Kempner back out on the mound. One away. Brings up Owen Cobb, who is 0 for 2 today. Right on right. Cobb reached on a couple of errors and has also walked. 7-4 Corvallis, bottom 8. The pitch. Curveball on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count on Owen. The pitch. Side armor misses outside with a fastball, 1-1. So Cobb won't get a chance to face his future Stanford teammate Alex Williams, who was loosening in the bullpen last inning for Corvallis, but has now sat back down. The 1-1. Fastball, down and in, 2-1. Now, if we get to the 9th, there is a chance that Henry Gargis may face his future Stanford teammate. Right-hander Aiden Adams still tossing in the Pippins pen. Looks like he'll get the 9th. 7-4 Corvallis. Nobody on, 1 out. Pippins with just 5 hits today. 2-1. Fouled back, 2-2 off the midsection of the screen. And just 1 hit since the second inning ended. It has been all early offense. Against an admittedly good Corvallis pitching staff. Looked like it could have been an offensive breakthrough early. 2-strike pitch. Flared to right, but right at Jovetic. Barely moves a muscle. Leans in a step to his left and makes the glove side shoulder high grab. 2 down for Ty Delancey. Delancey 0 for 3. He struck out 3 times. The switch hitter bats from the left side with the Pippins trailing 7-4 in the bottom of the 8th. Nobody on, 2 down. Infield, outfield, straight away. Kempner works quickly. Side armor, kicks and delivers. And just misses the outside corner with a backdoor slider, 1-0. Christian Padilla on deck should this inning continue. Kick in the 1-0. That's dribbled foul back to the backstop, 1-1. Marcus McKimmey trying all sorts of lineups, and just nothing is working in terms of finding consistent offense. Has been a struggle all year. The 1-1. Fastball, tails outside, 2-1. Every time it seems like he's got a stretch, it just never lasts for more than a game or two. And that has been a serious issue this year. 2-1. Delancey grounds this one to his opposite number, and it skips away from Harvey, the second baseman. Took a weird hop off the dirt, and an error allows Delancey to reach with 2 down. How about that? That was the slowest ground ball ever, but it took one of the weirdest bounces off a lip in the dirt. And a tough luck error for Jake Harvey. 2 away, 1 on for Christian Padilla, who's 0 for 2. Christian walked and scored in the second, has since bounced out and struck out looking. He was the first man to face Kempner. The pitch from the righty. Down and in with a breaking ball, 1-0. Left-hander Tavita Gerber will get the start tomorrow for the Knights. He is going to be making his 3rd start of the summer, an ERA of 2.45. 3 appearances. Fastball down and away, 2-0 to Padilla. A left-hander out of Dixie State. Pippins will send Tyler Frazier to the mound, righty from Oregon, who was okay in his first relief appearance of the season, but plenty of potential, and Rob Hippie, Pippins' pitching coach, has sung the praises of the righty. So we'll see what he can do in an extended stint. 2-0. Fastball down low, ball 3. And I think it's unfair to judge Frazier, given that he entered with the bases loaded, nobody out in a relief spot in his Pippins debut. That is not an easy thing to ask of anyone who's taken time off from throwing, given it had been several weeks since Oregon's season ended. 1 on, 2 down, the 3-0 to Padilla. Outside ball 4, he draws his second walk of the day. And the tying run comes to the plate here for the Pippins. Luke Schwartz with 2 down in the 8th. Tying run at the plate, 2 down. 7-4, Corvallis leading, bottom of the 8th. Schwartz hits from the right side. Neither runner being held. The set at the belt. The first pitch. Turn and a look to second. And Delancey back to the bag. Before Kempner can throw this pitch, a visit to the mound from Brooke Knight. As a right-hander, that is Alex Williams. Back up in the bullpen for Corvallis. And they're going to call for him. He only needed a few warm-up pitches, and they're going to let Williams deal with Luke Schwartz. Called to the bullpen, and we'll take a break. Tell you about the new right-hander after this on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network. Pippins trail 7-4.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or two. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
New pitcher into the game for Corvallis with the tying run coming to the plate in the bottom of the 8th. 7-4, the Knights lead. And it's right-hander Alex Williams out of Stanford, a 6'3", 205-pound rising sophomore, a native of Castro Valley, California. Made his debut for the Knights on Thursday against Bellingham, an inning of work, no earned runs, 2 hits and a strikeout. The right-hander made 14 appearances for Stanford, 10 starts as a true freshman. 2.56 ERA, 43 strikeouts and just 8 walks in 63 1/3 innings of work. And opponents hit 226 off of the righty. Given his bigger than expected workload as a freshman, it's almost sure that he will be a bullpen piece for the Knights this summer. But 8 walks in 63 1/3 innings is nothing to scoff at. And now he faces Luke Schwartz, the tying run. The bases have runners on first and second in a 3-run game. 7-4 Corvallis, bottom of the 8th inning. Schwartz 1 for 3 with an RBI single down the left field line in the 2nd inning. Ground out to second base in the 5th, and a fly out to center in the 7th. Neither runner being held. Williams looking for the 4-out save. The set. The first pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0 to Luke Schwartz. Good curveball there, but he couldn't get the chase. Tanner Parker to follow, just the guy the Pippins would want up in this situation. 1-0. Schwartz hits a high fly ball into the night sky, shallow left center. Curiali, the shortstop, goes out and makes the catch on the outfield grass. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 2 left for the Pips in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the 9th. Pippins trail 7-4 on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong. Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
We go to the ninth inning. Pippins trailing the Corvallis Knights 7-4, and Aiden Adams will pitch the ninth, looking to keep this deficit right where it is. The right-hander out of Everett Community College, a native of Federal Way, 6'2", 190-pound righty, and he's making his third appearance of the season. An ERA of 12 over 3 innings of work. Made his last appearance on Friday against Bellingham, went 2 1/3 innings. Or last Friday, this is the 14th, he's had a week of rest due to academic obligations. Allowed 7 hits, 5 runs for the Merned, 2 walks, and did not strike out a batter in that outing. Dylan Barkley went 4 innings out of the bullpen in relief, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. And he allowed no walks and struck out a pair. First pitch to Andy Atwood is flied to right. Noah Andrews backs up on it. The right fielder, a step shy of the track, makes the catch, 1 out. And it brings Trace Tamero to the plate, the only guy in the lineup today for the Knights without a base hit. He is 0 for 3 with a fly out, a ground out, a strikeout, and a walk. 7-4 Corvallis, top of the ninth inning. Nobody on, 1 out. Aiden Adams with a 1-pitch out to start the frame. Righty on lefty, the pitch. A curveball in the outside corner, strike 1 called. Adams made his debut a couple of weeks ago against Wenatchee, picked up a save. The 0-1. Ground ball, first base side for Gargis. Over to his right, takes a weird hop. Delancey picks it up, tosses to first, not in time. Well, Delancey on the lucky end of that bounce, but it's going to be another error for the Pippins. Their 4th of the night, as Henry Gargis took a weird hop from that bouncing ground ball. And the 8th combined error of the game. Puts 1 on, 1 out for Briley Knight. Aiden Adams, A-Y-D-E-N. Aiden. Middle infield double play depth, right on left. 7-4 Corvallis, top 9. The pitch. Knight takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called first strike. Briley Knight, 2 for 3 today. Couple of singles, a sac fly, and 2 runs batted in. Adams turns and looks to first. Ready's letter high, and the 0-1. Breaking ball, chopped back to the mound. Adams snags, goes to second for 1. Cobb's throw to first is way late, but they do get the lead runner, 2 down. And a really athletic snag by the lanky Aiden Adams, 2 down. Brings up Matthew Gretler, who is 2 for 4 today. Corvallis leading 7-4, looking to add insurance here in the top of the 9th. Adams with the first pitch to the right-hand hitter. And it's taken for a strike on the outside edge. The count is 0-1. Adams turns and looks to first, where Knight leads after reaching on the fielder's choice. The kick in the 0-1. Ground ball towards second, and Delancey dives, snags, flips to second in time. Nice play by Ty Delancey, and the inning draws to a close. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Pippins against Alex Williams, trailing 7-4 on the Nathan's famous broadcast network.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce two of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
We go to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Pippins, and who better than the top of the order in a 7-4 ball game, Corvallis leading. Alex Williams trying to secure a 4-out save for the Knights, get him above 500 for the first time in a couple of days since they dropped the series to Bellingham. And it'll be Tanner Parker, Noah Andrews, and Tyler Rando, barring any pinch hitters, to hit for the Pippins in the ninth. They do have Greg Fuchs and Corey Siracusa available off the bench. We could see Fuchs, a left-hander, with a right-hander on the mound. But we shall see about that. With Noah Andrews in the on-deck circle, it appears Fuchs may not come up in this inning. 7-4, Pippins trailing. Tanner Parker, 2 for 4 today. Double, a single, and a couple of strikeouts. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Wow, that was a really good changeup. Just disappeared out of the zone, 0-1. Pippins, 4 runs on 5 hits. Corvallis, 7 runs on 13 hits. And there's a breaking ball that skips in the dirt, ball 1. 1-1 to Parker. 4 errors on each side. It has not been a day for fans of great defense. Kicking the 1-1. Fastball down and in, ball 2. Tying run in the hole. Noah Andrews on deck. Tyler Rando in the hole. The 2-1. Parker takes at the knees. Fastball, strike 2 called. 2-2. Tanner Parker. 7-4 Corvallis, bottom 9. Nobody on, nobody out. Infield, outfield straight away. The middle infielders on the edge of the outfield grass. The 2-2. Breaking ball hit the opposite way. Gretler, the third baseman, to his left. Fields throws to first and beats Parker by a step, 1 away in the bottom of the ninth. Brings up Noah Andrews, who is 1 for 3 in his Pippins debut. 2-run single back in the second. 7-4 Corvallis, bottom of the ninth, 1 out. Righty on righty. Infield, outfield straight away. First pitch. At the outside corner, strike 1 called with a fastball. Andrews walked his last time. Wind in the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good slider there from Williams. That might have been more of a breaking curveball, but same difference. Knight sets up down and away. 0-2. Swing and a miss. That was definitely a curveball, and Andrews down swinging for the second out of the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Pippins. And it's Tyler Rando, who is without a hit today. 0 for 3 with a walk. 7-4 Corvallis. Here in the bottom of the ninth. Pippins trying to avoid dropping to 8-8. First pitch. Fastball down and away, ball 1. We started over 3 hours ago here on a fireworks night. The fans that have braved it out will get a display, although an unhappy one. 1-0 pitch. Rando hits this sky high down the right field line, out of play, 1-1. Corvallis 7, Yakima Valley 4, bottom of the ninth. 4 earned runs. 4 errors on both sides. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball at the knees, strike 2 called. And the Pippins are down to their final strike tonight. 7-4 Corvallis on top in the bottom of the ninth. Williams looking for his second strikeout. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High and in, ball 2. And we will have at least one more offering in this ball game. The right-hander trying to pick up his first save in a Corvallis uniform and do it in 4-out style. The kick and the 2-2 pitch. Curveball down and away, ball 3, and the count is full with 2 outs on Rando, who has already punched out twice today in his first 4 trips to the plate. 3-2, 2 outs. Pippins down to their last strike. The pitch. At the knees, called strike 3, and the ball game is over. Tyler Rando not happy with that call, but he is rung up by Brandon Schmidt, and the Pippins fall here tonight 7-4 to the Corvallis Knights to open up a 3-game series here at the Orchard. Pippins fall on the season to 8-8. Corvallis improves to 7-6. And the Pippins will be back in action to try and even up the series tomorrow at 6:05. We'll take a break and then wrap things up here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network. Pippins fall tonight 7-4 to Corvallis.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions. Or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Welcome back to the Yakima Valley Pippins postgame show presented by Treetop. Since 1946, the Treetop name has been associated with premium apple juice, and the company has been a stickler for quality and flavor ever since. A proud supporter of Pippins baseball, Treetop products are served throughout the Orchard. Not the outcome the Pippins were looking for tonight against the Corvallis Knights as they fall in the series opener by a final score of 7-4, and it really all started with just a tough day offensively. Give Corvallis a lot of credit, but the Pippins couldn't get anything going after a 4-run second inning, and it looked like things might be on the upswing for the Pippins offense. They fell behind early 2-0, then bounced back with a 4-run second inning that was capped off by a 2-run single from the new guy, Noah Andrews. He was actually thrown out trying to stretch that into a double. But from there, it just wasn't much else for the Pippins. They mustered up just 1 hit in the final 7 innings of this game, and it wasn't enough to overcome a shaky performance out of the bullpen. Dylan Barkley takes the loss. He goes 4 innings for the Pippins out of the pen, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, no walks and 2 strikeouts. Ryan Jameson got the start, 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. And Aiden Adams with a scoreless 9th inning to close out the day for the Pippins. As for Corvallis, Timothy Josten picked up the win. For him, he picked up his 2nd win of the summer. 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, none of them earned. 1 walk and 9 strikeouts. Kevin West, a third of an inning, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. William Kempner, an inning and 2/3 scoreless, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. And Alex Williams got the 4-out save, did not allow a base runner, and struck out a pair. Offensively for the Pippins, Tanner Parker was 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Noah Andrews 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs in his Pippins debut. Tyler Rando, 0 for 4. Henry Gargas 0 for 4. James Bell was 1 for 3. Josh Hahn 0 for 1. Owen Cobb 0 for 3. Ty Delancey was 0 for 2. Christian Padilla 0 for 2. Luke Schwartz was 1 for 4. As for Corvallis, Jake Holcroft 2 for 4. Jake Harvey was 1 for 5. Andy Atwood 3 for 5. Trace Tamaro 0 for 4. Briley Knight was 2 for 4. Matthew Gretler 2 for 5. Nick Jovetic 1 for 4. Michael Curiali 1 for 3. And Michael Dixon was 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. The game took 3 hours and 4 minutes. Took 3 hours and 12 minutes and was attended by 1,130 fans. Let's take a look at the scoreboard around the West Coast League. Port Angeles ties it up with Walla Walla after being down as many as 6. 8-8 that game in the top of the 9th. Bellingham beats Bend 4-0. Cowlitz falls to Kelowna 4-3. Portland over Victoria 3-2. So, at the end of the day, the Pippins now 2.5 games back of first place Bellingham, and they are a half game up of Wenatchee for sole possession of third place in the West Coast League. Wenatchee playing non-league games this weekend in Wenatchee. Around the major leagues, Giants 5, the Diamondbacks 4 in the top of the 9th. Twins beat the Royals in extra innings in Kansas City 5-3. Cardinals defeat the Angels 4-2. Mets topple the Cubs at Wrigley 10-2. Marlins 5, Phillies 3 in Philadelphia. 8-7, the Blue Jays topple the Red Sox in Boston. Pirates beat the Padres 6-3. Rays fall to the Athletics 4-2. The Orioles beat the Mariners 8-4 in Seattle. Indians beat the Tigers 2-0, and the Brewers beat the Reds 6-5. Braves over the Nationals 13-9. Astros beat the Yankees, the Astros fall to the Yankees 7-5. That is 7 straight losses for the Houston Astros. Dodgers beat the Rockies in extras with a walk-off 5-4, and the Rangers beat the White Sox in Texas 6-5. Fireworks show starting. Our show here on the air is over. Pippins fall tonight to the Corvallis Knights by a final score of 7-4. First pitch tomorrow, 6:05 here at the Orchard. Tavita Gerber gets the start for Corvallis, and he will face off against right-hander Tyler Frazier for the Pippins. We'll talk to you then. For everyone tuning in, for our video producers, Austin and McKenna, this has been Miles Klotz signing off after the Pippins fall here to Corvallis. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.